page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Smashed, backhanded by Jose, and he throws him out.
0-1. This should do it. Fly ball, DeLuca. He'll let it go over his head, and the Yankees win. Josh Chisholm will score. McMahon with the walk-off single, and the Yankees in a wild game.
Runners go, but sucked to center. Outman flying back. Off his glove. The Reds lead. Hayes scores. The wave for Stevenson. Steer to third. The throw. Save. A thriller to deep center. And Steer has the Reds on top.
In the air to right field. Struck pretty well by Gavin Sheets. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Gavin Sheets connects on a two-run home run. Padres take a 4-0 lead.
Andujar made possibly the best defensive play of the three, and he drives this to left. He's got another!
A lot of baseball last night. A lot of baseball activity last night. A lot of baseball activity today. The NFL is back tonight. And we are ready to roll. Welcome in, everybody, the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. You can watch and listen to us on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook page and the WDPN X page, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. Boy, it's been a rainy, gloomy, ugly day, but looks like about 4:30 today, all this rain and stuff's going to move out of here, and we're going to have a dry Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and so on. We're going to have some great weather, and it's Hall of Fame time. We are ready to go. Our very own Keller is live on site on the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He'll be checking in with us today at 3:35 and then again at 5:15 today. He's been all over the place. Videos, photos, updates. I mean, he's been doing a great job. Pat McAfee show, I think, is still rolling. Or maybe they're done. I think they were done at 3. Maybe they were going to 4. I'm not sure. But Ryan will check in, let us know what's going on at the Hall of Fame, the Fan Fest, all the cool stuff, and kind of get us ready for the game tonight between the Lions and the Chargers. So a rough weather start to the day. Still a little wet now, but it's going to dry up around 4:30 today, and we are going to be in good shape. So looks like Mother Nature is going to give us a little break here in about an hour and a half, and we'll be ready to roll. Okay. We all thought last night was going to be a pretty busy night as far as Major League Baseball and the trades, and there were a few. We'll recap those this afternoon as we move along. A little MLB draft tracker, if you will. And I stayed up last night. A couple of reasons. I was up until about 2. And the main reason was, I said, as soon as I go to sleep, they're going to announce the Stephen Kwan trade. So I stayed up as long as I could. And then we had some weather push through the area last night. And it looked like it was going to be a lot worse than it was. So in case we had like a power outage or something, I wanted to be able to, to do what we needed to do there. That ended up being okay. Trade never happened. I went to bed about 2:00. Got up this morning. What time did it was 7-something. And I got up, I looked out the window, and I saw it was pouring down rain. And real quick, I checked the phone. Nothing yet. Okay. I said, well, it's going to happen sooner or later. Something's going to happen. Kwan, Bieber, something. And then it finally happened. Guardians did trade Shane Bieber to the Toronto Blue Jays, and we got a Class A pitcher in return. We'll tell you about him. Paul Sewald was traded to the Tigers for a player to be named later, but still nothing yet. Still nothing yet on Stephen Kwan. And it's heating up. Last night we thought Toronto. All the talking heads, all the experts were talking Toronto. And then, like this morning, it shifted to, okay, it's going to be a battle between the Dodgers and the Padres for the services of Stephen Kwan. And nothing has happened yet. But we are watching. I keep checking Jeff Passan from ESPN, our buddy Bob Nightingale from USA Today, John Morosi, but nothing yet. So as soon as something happens, and I think it's going to, I think at this point. Oh, by the way, the Guardians are 2.5 games out of the third wild card spot. Just want to throw that in there, but I think they're really trying to squeeze somebody for a Kwan deal. I think they might be, and they might be able to do it because the longer this goes, remember the trade deadline is in less than 3 hours away. And if you got a couple of teams duking it out, and it looks like the Padres, man, we'll go over some of the moves that they've made today. They are going all in. I mean, the Padres aren't screwing around, and they're not going to win the division. They got no chance. Now they're going to be a solid wild card, but they're trying to go win the whole thing. I mean, the Padres are absolutely loading up today. So we'll get into all the deals being made all across the Major League Baseball landscape today because there's a lot of stuff going on. Yankees, of course, have been very active. The Pirates have been just like dealing people off like the Pirates do. I mentioned the Padres are going all in. Tigers making a couple of moves. Astros trying to make some moves. The Angels made a couple of moves last night. So some teams are going for it, and then there's the other side of the coin. Teams are giving up. And it looks like the Cleveland Guardians are giving up. The Shane Bieber deal. We got a Class A prospect, and apparently he just went on the injured list. But up until now, he's done pretty well. Not surprised that we made the deal for Bieber with Toronto because these organizations, I think, trust each other as far as working together on trades. Nobody's going to try to hose anybody because of the relationship with Mark Shapiro, Chris Antonetti, so on and so forth. So they figured that, Toronto's going to take a little chance on Bieber, but I'm sure the Guardians had assured them after that setback that Shane has been pitching pretty well, has not had any further setbacks, and looks like Toronto's going to be getting pretty close to the 100% Shane Bieber that we have seen here over the years.
Buck texted in to point out that Bieber makes the 4th Cy Young winner Cleveland has traded.
Yeah, let me see if I can name those off the top of my head. So, Shane Bieber, Cliff Lee, CC Sabathia. What's the other one? I'm missing one. Gaylord Perry? Would that be the one? He was traded. Of course he was. We were cheap even back then. So, yeah, there's your 4 Cy Young Award. I kept thinking Bartolo Colon for a minute, but I don't think that's right. So, yeah, Guardians doing what the Guardians do. So, Shane Bieber gone, Paul Sewald gone, and there could be a few more coming here by 6 o'clock tonight. Football is back, baby, tonight, 8:15 at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. It's the Chargers. It's the Lions. All right. Get those second and third and fourth stringers out there and let's go. Let's go. That's good. Football's back. They put that ball in the tee. National anthem. Hopefully a little flyover tonight. We'll be ready to go. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Everybody gets out on time, gets to their cars, and they get home. Big events coming up here. The rest of the weekend, we'll be going over that schedule where we will be between us here on 1310 WDPN and our friends across the hall, Q92. We're getting ready for, we're all going to be in the parade on Saturday, so we're looking forward to that. Going to be covering a little bit of coverage tonight for the game. Make sure you check us out on all of our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on X, Instagram, Q92 radio page on YouTube. I'm going to be with Keller a little bit later on tonight at the game. We'll be checking in on social media with you. We'll get you ready for the big show tomorrow, part of Fan Fest at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It'll be myself, Keller. Antonio Hall is going to stop by and spend some time with us tomorrow. We're going to try to grab some guests tomorrow. So 3 until 6, Sam Bourquin Show live at the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we're looking forward to that. Gold Jacket dinner, Chinese dinner, about 5:15, 5:45 on Friday. We'll get you a little preview of that tomorrow. Of course, the parade Saturday morning, the enshrinement Saturday afternoon. We'll have coverage of that for you as well. And then we're gonna be a big part of Fan Fest, excuse me, all weekend long. So if you're coming to any of the events over at the stadium, the campus of the Hall of Fame, any of the parking lot, all the stuff they've got going on, make sure you stop on over and say hello. And you can win some great prizes as well. And then, of course, the big concert, Nickelback on Sunday night. We'll be back over around the campus for that. And then Sunday afternoon is the over at the Civic Center where they get the enshrinees together, kind of like a real informal event. They get them up on stage. They just kind of let loose and talk about the weekend. That's a really cool event. We'll have coverage of that for you. And then, Sunday night when they turn the lights out with Tom Benson, which probably won't be until after midnight, that'll pretty much put a wrap on the 2025 Pro Football Hall of Fame Festival. So we're going to be busy. We got a lot of stuff going on, but we're going to be there for you, and you can interact with us. Again, social media will be rolling all weekend long. Make sure you follow, like, share, comment on all of our platforms, and we'll give you a 50-yard line seat for all the great things going on here during Hall of Fame weekend. Also, want to give a little shout out to D. Hoff's Flowers, Greenhouse and Landscaping. Did you know that they're celebrating the Carnation City? Carnations ready to go for only $11.95 a dozen, or in arrangements for your friends and family. And there'll be a couple for you too. What do you say? D. Hoff's Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping. Check them out. They got some great stuff going on right now at D. Hoff's. All right, phone lines are open, 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Aha! It is also a 3-question Thursday here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Today's 3-question Thursday quiz as follows. Question number 1. In one word, describe the Cleveland Guardians. In one word. Some of you are giving me 2 and 3. We'll let that slide this time. But in one word, describe the Cleveland Guardians. Question number 2. Which Pro Football Hall of Fame festival events will you be attending this weekend? Going to the parade? Going to the game? Going to the enshrinement? Going to the big dinner? Going to concert? Where are you going? Question number 3. This is kind of a tough one. What sports memory would you like to erase forever? What sports memory would you like to erase forever? Red Right 88 comes to mind. Jose Mesa in Florida comes to mind. What sports memory for you would you like to erase permanently? That's your 3-question Thursday quiz. You can give us a call, 330-821-1310, or drop some comments on all of our social media platforms. Again, Keller's going to be joining us live from the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame coming up at 3:35. We'll check in with him again at 5:15 today, 5:27 on this day in sports history. And, of course, we've got the 3-question Thursday quiz. Also, kind of some news in Ohio regarding football. That kind of off the path a little bit. especially with all the stuff we've got going on here in our area. But the city of Columbus has landed a United Football League team. That announcement coming a couple of hours ago officially. And they're going to play their games at historic Crew Stadium beginning the spring of 2026. So Columbus has landed a team in the UFL. Not so sure that league is even going to be around in about 2 years. But that's what's going on today. So we thought we would share that with you here on the show. Let's take a break. We're coming up on 324 on the Sam Bourquin Show. Phone lines open, 330-821-1310. Text line open, 330-924-7088. Happy Hall of Fame. Happy NFL, everybody. We'll be back on 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suite? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Welcome back, Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Phone lines open, 330-821-1310. Going to have my producer crank my headphones up here a little bit. I think we lost a little volume there. There we go. 3-question Thursday quiz. In one word, describe the Cleveland Guardians. Question 2, which Hall of Fame festival events are you attending this weekend? And question number 3, sports memory that you would like to erase forever. Let's check out some of the comments on the 1310 WDPN social media platforms. Tommy says, the Guardians, the team gritty, the front office and ownership embarrassing. Not attending any Hall of Fame events, he would like to erase the fumble forever. Peggy says, Guardians, disappointing. Not attending any Hall of Fame events, the fumble she would like to erase. Tim says, apparently nobody can do this in one word, so we'll We'll just go with it. Tim says, one word to describe the Guardians, AAA team for the rest of Major League Baseball. Might go to the parade Saturday. Sports memory he would like to erase, Mesa or the 2016 rain delay. Yeah, no doubt. Pam says, discombobulated to describe the Guardians. She's going to go to the drum corps competition and the parade. Pam, wave at us as we come on by. She would like to erase the memory of Jose Mesa in the 1997 World Series. Doug checks in. Sam, one word to describe the Guardians, gritty. Question 2. Which events will he be attending for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Festival? He's actually going to be working overtime with the fire department at the enshrinement, so that'll be cool. Memory he would like to erase, McKinley's 2009 playoff loss to Massillon. His youngest son was a starting wide receiver. Let's see here. Doug says, I'll describe the Guardians as mediocre. He won't be attending any Hall of Fame events. Sports memory he would like to erase, Bottlegate between the Browns and Jaguars at the stadium. Let's get a couple more in here. The big guy, John, up in Barberton, says, one word to describe the Guardians.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
News is coming. It's coming. Not yet, though.
It's not coming yet. I don't know why that played, but
not yet.
It's coming.
We got Ghost in the room here. Disarray. He's going to go to the Nickelback concert and erasable memory for him as far as sports. Rocky Colavito being traded for Harvey Keene. Matt says, one word to describe the Guardians, terrible, in the Charles Barkley voice. He is not attending any Hall of Fame events. Sports memory he would like to erase forever, the drive or the fumble. So keep those coming in. Facebook, X, Instagram, and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Question Thursday, 3-question Thursday, and one word describe the Cleveland Guardians. Question 2, which Hall of Fame festival events will you be attending? And question 3, sports memory that you would like to just get rid of forever. Forever. You would never, ever have to hear about it, think about it, know about it. It would be gone. That's a tough question because, unfortunately for us, we have a lot of bad sports memories, so it's hard to kind of narrow that down. All right, we got the news and the weather coming up. When we get back, we're going to check in with Keller. He is live on the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he'll get us all set up and squared away with what's going on today as far as the big events for Pro Football Hall of Fame week. We'll take a break and come back. 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. The White House says President Trump sent Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to the Middle East to save lives and end the humanitarian crisis there. Witkoff arrived in Israel today to address the worsening situation in Gaza. He and U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee plan to inspect food distribution in Gaza tomorrow. The Gaza Health Ministry said over the past 24 hours, at least 91 Palestinians have been killed and more than 600 wounded while trying to get aid. The Israeli military has not commented on the strikes, saying it targets militants and blaming civilian deaths on Hamas. Witkoff met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss the crisis. Tomorrow is the day for tariff rates to be implemented on foreign goods from dozens of countries. Percentage rates on these tariffs are varied, but President Trump has signaled that he would be open to negotiations after the deadline. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says countries have been calling the president ahead of the deadline.
We've sent out 17 letters to countries around the world, and the rest of those countries that either do not have a deal or have a letter, they will be hearing from this administration by the midnight deadline tonight.
The Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge ticked higher last month in a sign that President Trump's broad-based tariffs are starting to lift prices for many goods. The Commerce Department said today prices rose 2.6% in June compared with a year ago, up from an annual pace of 2.4% in May. Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, prices increased 2.8% in the past year, the same as the previous month, which was revised higher. The figures are above the Fed's 2% goal. Health officials are trying to stop a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in New York City that's turned deadly. ABC's Sherry Preston has more.
Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia caused by bacteria that grow in warm water, the kind that thrive in plumbing systems, cooling towers, humidifiers, and the condensers of large air conditioners. Because of that, the New York City Health Department is checking the cooling systems of apartments in central Harlem, where more than 20 cases of Legionnaires and at least one death have been reported. Buildings that tested positive for the bacteria are being notified. Legionnaires does not spread from person to person, but several people in the same building can and have become infected.
Mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor has lost his legal appeal against a civil court's finding that he sexually assaulted a woman at a Dublin hotel. In November, a jury found him liable for assaulting Nikita Hand in 2018. McGregor was ordered to pay nearly 250,000 euros in damages and about 1.3 million in legal costs. Hand successfully sued McGregor after prosecutors declined to bring charges. McGregor alleged the encounter was consensual and appealed, but judges dismissed the appeal today. McGregor also faces a lawsuit in Florida for allegedly assaulting a woman during a 2023 NBA Finals game. It's 67 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Today's forecast calling for rain. Chance of precipitation around 100%. Today's high around 73. Clouds during the evening tonight, then gradual clearing overnight, a low 58. Sunny Friday, a high 78. More sun Saturday, a high 79. Sunshine continuing Sunday with a high near 82. That's your WDPN weather.
Hello, my name is Sophia Thomas, and I'm contestant number 2. If you are an amateur photographer, why not enter this year's Carnation Photo Contest? For information, please contact the sponsor, Cockrell Studio. Photo contest winners will be on display Friday, July 31st through Sunday, August 10th.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Happy three-question Thursday. Happy opening of the NFL season. Happy Hall of Fame festival. Happy. We got lots of stuff going on here all weekend long, and, of course, through the weekend. And we will have great coverage for you on our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN, and, of course, our sister station, Q92. Can't wait. We're all going to be in the parade on Saturday. Keller and I, which we'll be hearing from here in a second, are going to be going to do a little coverage of the, little pregame tonight before the Chargers and the Lions get ready at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. All the great events this weekend. We're going to have some great coverage for you, so make sure you are sticking with us. Just went through all the trades while we were during the commercial break. Stephen Kwan, as of 3:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is still a member of the Cleveland Guardians, but Paul Sewald traded today. Shane Bieber traded. Lots of other moves. We'll get through all those as the afternoon moves along. All right, let's go live to the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Fan Fest is going on. The McAfee Show is going on. People are eating, they're drinking, they're having a good old time, and our guy Keller is there, and he is live, and he is checking in with us here on the Sam Bourquin Show today on 1310 WDPN. Keller, what's up, buddy? Are you staying dry?
I am now. It finally stopped raining, and it's been great too because Pat, since the show ended about an hour and 40 minutes ago, has just been hanging out and signing autographs and talking to people. So I'm literally standing right now in line waiting for him to get here. If you're on the stream, I think I got to reach it around there. Pat's standing over there. The whole crew came through, which was really cool, and took their time, took pictures, signed autographs. And it was a really great turnout, even with the rain the way it was this morning. And everyone's still hanging out. The Fan Fest is going on, and we're getting closer and closer to football.
All right, then if you are watching us on Facebook, or if you're watching us on X, or if you are watching us on the Q92 radio page on YouTube, you can see Keller, and you can see all the stuff that he is bringing us via his camera on the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So the weather has just been awful this morning and awful into the afternoon. It's starting to dry up a little bit, and we should be in great shape for the game a little bit later on. But what was the atmosphere like when you got there today? It looked like, hey, we're Northeast Ohio. We will brave the weather if we want to go and do things and have fun and be entertained. What was it like when you got to the hall today?
No, it was great. There's people everywhere. I did go inside the hall for a little bit. They had ponchos they were selling like hotcakes. Everyone trying to stay dry out here. It wasn't like a heavy rain. It was just a nuisance rain. That's really all it was. So yeah, I went in the hall. It was packed. The gift shop was packed, and yeah, it was just hanging out. Everyone seemed to be having a good time. And if you saw the Pat McAfee show on ESPN and on YouTube, you can see the crowd is here. I ran into Bernie Kosar and Antonio Hall and talked to them for a little bit too. And Antonio can stop by and chat with us tomorrow as well.
Very cool. Okay, I don't know what you did with your audio, but stay there.
No, that was me. Sorry, there was a setting in StreamYard that was messing with me.
I was going to say, Keller, don't move. You're sounding really good right now.
I found the setting. That was StreamYard.
All right, good old StreamYard. Okay, all right. So, what do we think? I know there's still tickets left for the game tonight, and those are available, I believe, at ProFootballHOF.com. I'm hoping the place is packed. I'm hoping that the weather breaks. And hey, it's a brand new NFL season. We put the ball in the tee about 8:15 tonight. There's nothing like the opening of football, and I know it's exhibition, and I know it's third and fourth stringers battling tonight. But hey, man, we're gonna lock them up and we're gonna play. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, definitely looking forward to it. Even preseason, it just says football is back. It's back. Doesn't matter who's playing right now. It gives someone something to tune in, and we're going to have football every weekend now until February, which is a good thing. Very, very good thing.
It is. Hey, have you had a chance to take a little ratio of the crowd? I'm sure there's probably a lot more Lions gear strolling around than there is Chargers. Would that be a fair assessment?
Actually, it was relatively close to equal. Yeah, you did see maybe we'll go 65. I don't know. I'm bad at math. 65-45. Does that seem right? So 65-35. I did see quite a few Chargers fans, but yeah, there are a lot of Lions fans, a lot of the Honolulu Blue walking around here.
Hey, that Warren John F. Kennedy math never disappoints. So that's good. So you mentioned you saw Bernie.
Yeah.
Anybody? I know MGK was there. He was up on stage with McAfee earlier today. Any other super duper famous celebrities you've been able to at least see that's been in the vicinity while you've been there?
Yeah. Eric Allen was on, so I saw him walk by earlier, along with Jared Allen and Antonio Gates. I think those were the three that I had seen when I got here this morning. They were all on the show with Pat. Like I said, he's still out here an hour and 40 minutes after they went off, trying to talk to everybody and trying to sign, and he's taking his time. It's really, really cool to see how much time he's taken out here with the rest of the fans.
What was the setup like for his show today? I know that all the boys were there, and especially in this weather, it kind of makes it a little bit tricky as far as production and directing and things like that. But what did it look like up close?
No, they had a tent, like a stage set up with a covering. I can put my camera around. You can see the tent that was up there. So they were nice and covered underneath, staying dry. So yeah, it was a good setup. They had it set up so the Hall of Fame did a thing with VIP bracelets when you got a little bit closer. They had an area, so front and back part of the stage. So it was all encompassing of where they were. But yeah, the Fan Fest is packed. There's people everywhere. There's food trucks, ice cream and barbecue. And I haven't eaten today. And all these smells, man, are just something else. There's a lot of cool things going on. Fan Fest is getting ready to go. They got the stage up and inflatables. There's stuff for the kids. The merch store. It's really, really nicely set up.
Have you noticed the crowd's growing just a little bit in the last 45 minutes, an hour since the weather has seemed to broken? And I know it's going to be nothing but clear skies the rest of the way through this weekend. Have you noticed a little uptick in the attendance at the events that are going on?
Yeah, I think the gates for the game open at 6:00. So everyone's starting to make their way in. There's lines outside the Hall of Fame. It looks like there's a Hall of Famer over there. It's too far away for me to tell. Maybe Dick Vermeil signing autographs right outside the entrance to the Hall of Fame right now. So yeah, people are definitely starting to make their way through, grabbing bites to eat out here, and lots to drink, and just hanging out. And here, I'll flip my camera around again, and there's Pat still chatting, hanging out, and doing his thing, and making sure he gets a chance to talk to everyone who's waited out here for him.
Good stuff. So, okay, now I'm trying to get the schedule now ready for tonight. So you and I are going to be together over at the game, and are we gonna be on the field? Are we gonna be upstairs? Where are we gonna go? We got to make time to go to the food trucks too. Remember that.
For real. I'll be down on the field. I think I'm going to check back in with you a little bit later. I'll be on the field when we do that, getting pictures and stuff for all the social media platforms. And then whenever you get here, we'll link up and find a place. We'll go Facebook Live and kind of chat it up for a little bit.
Sounds good. All right. Now you're going to be with me tomorrow as the show is going to be live at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, part of Fan Fest. We'll be on 3 until 6. You're going to be with me until about 5 as you'll be scooting off to the dinner tomorrow. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Before I let you go on this visit, I got to give you the 3-question quiz. Are you ready?
All right, let's go.
Okay, partner. In one word, describe the Cleveland Guardians.
Predictable.
That's very good. Question number 2. This is kind of a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyway. Which Hall of Fame festival events will you be attending this weekend?
Everything except for Saturday. I will not be at the parade or the enshrinement or the concert.
Oh, you're not? Okay, I'm not going to the concert either. Okay.
No, I got the game and then Gold Jacket dinner tomorrow and then the round table on Sunday.
Sammy B's limo service will be fired up this weekend, baby. Here we go. All right. Question number 3. Sports memory that you would like to erase forever.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with the first thing that jumped in my head, and it's the cheap shot on Sidney Crosby in the Winter Classic that gave him all the concussion issues.
Oh, that's a great one for you because you are a humongous Penguins fan. Awesome.
Yeah, that would be it.
That would make me mad. I would like to forget that. Believe me. All right, my man. Hey, we're going to check back in with you about 5:15 today. You'll be back on the show giving us the latest scoop from the Fan Fest and everything, and then I'll see you later on tonight at the stadium. Keller joining us on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Go dry off, my friend. We'll talk here in a little bit.
I might go buy a new shirt and hat.
Go ahead. Here he goes. Boss is going to come in here and wring my neck. There he goes, Ryan Keller. Thanks for coming on, pal. We'll be in touch here in a little bit. There he goes. He's been out there for hours, just getting rained on. He did take his umbrella. I even I haven't brought an umbrella to work today. I never take an umbrella anywhere, but I did today. But you know what? I'm not taking it outside when I get to the Hall of Fame. I'm going to throw it right in the back seat. I'm not taking it. Let's see here. Nothing on the Guardians and Stephen Kwan. So far, no deal has been made there. The Yankees continue to make moves. Padres and the A's had a huge trade today. We'll get into that. Doug is checking in. He said, Sam, somebody just posted a picture of Costco that has Christmas decorations on the floor. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Stop. It's July 31st. We appreciate Doug checking in. All right. I'll tell you what. Let me go to the little MLB trade deadline tracker. Let's kind of get everybody all up to snuff with what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to go backwards on these trades from most recent to later. The Yankees acquired relief pitcher David Bednar from the Pirates. Bednar's a stud. Yankees got him. Of course, the Guardians traded Shane Bieber to the Blue Jays. Class A pitching prospect coming in return. The Guardians traded Paul Sewald to the Detroit Tigers for the old player to be named later. John Heyman still reporting that the battle for Stephen Kwan looks like it's still between the Padres and the Dodgers and maybe a couple of more. But he thinks it's those two that are really trying to vie for the services of Stephen Kwan. Padres acquiring closer Mason Miller and starter J.P. Sears from the A's for a bucket of prospects. Those were kind of the big deals today. Carl Stevenson is the prospect that the Guardians got in return for Bieber. He spells his first name Khal. Carl Steven or Carl Stephan. He's expected to, let's see here, one of the biggest pop-up prospects of 2025. Excuse me, fastball tops out in the mid-90s. And he's got a couple of other really nice pitches as well. 91 and 2/3 innings pitched in 2025 in the minors. He has an ERA of 2.08. So that's the latest there. Those are the big deals today. Again, the trade deadline coming up at 6 p.m. Let's see if anything else is cooking. Let me check in here. Jeff Passan. New York Yankees are acquiring right-hander reliever Jake Bird from the Rockies for Rock Reggio and a left-handed pitcher Ben Shields. Man, Yankees are making moves. I know, shocker, right? Let's see here. The Dodgers, looks like they're making a couple more moves. The Dodgers are sending James Outman to the Twins as part of the trade for right-handed pitcher Brock Stewart. That trade was made about 15 minutes or so ago. The Mets are making a deal with the Orioles. This just coming down from Jeff Passan. The Mets are finalizing a deal to acquire center fielder Cedric Mullins in a trade with the Orioles. Sources confirming to ESPN. So as of right now, Stephen Kwan is still a member of the Cleveland Guardians. We'll take a break. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can text the show anytime. Love to hear from you, 330-924-7088. Want to thank Keller for joining us from the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll get back into the 3-question Thursday quiz. We'll check the MLB trade deadline tracker and a lot more coming your way right here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Let's hang out on this Thursday, 1310 WDPN.
When something happens to your car, you might say, "Ugh, come on."
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help. Contact State Farm agent Rich Plack today.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You know, you made me feel so good inside. I always wanted a girl just like you. Such a purity, pretty young thing. Ooh. Where did you come from, baby?
All right, looks like the weather's getting a little bit better by the minute. Kickoff tonight, 8:15. Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. I almost said San Diego. LA Chargers and the Detroit Lions tonight. Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Football is back tonight, and no better place to start it than in the Hall of Fame city of Canton, Ohio. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. As we come to you from the palatial estates on Smith and Avenue here in the Carnation City of Alliance, Ohio. Sam Bourquin and Ryan Rainsberg. We've got Jeff Mears in the 1310 WDPN newsroom. We got Keller out on assignment today. I'll be joining him at the game tonight, so we'll make sure we check in with each other there. Big weekend of activities coming up, and it never seems to disappoint. I've been going to Hall of Fame stuff since I was a kid. I think the first parade that our parents took us to, I'm going to say we were probably 5, maybe 6, kindergarten, first grade. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The bands, the floats, the horses that were crapping all over the street, and the clowns had to come and scoop it up. They hand out the balloons, they throw candy, more bands, Hall of Fame. I mean, I was a little young to remember all of it, but I do remember when I first went to the parade, I said, man, this is something that I think I would like to go to every year until I can't go anymore. And I haven't missed too many parades. Haven't missed many games. I have not gone to a lot of the enshrinements. Not the enshrinement. The dinner where they get the gold jackets, just because of work schedule, doing shows, what have you. So I haven't been able to go to that, but that's okay. I get, I don't think I've missed many enshrinements since the first one that I went to. The round table, I think they've renamed it, the event over at the Civic Center that's on Sunday. And, okay, we got a little giveaway here. All right. Always tried to get to as many events as I could. and if I was working them, awesome. If not, just to go enjoy them, hang out and be with friends, family, whatever, check things out. I'll tell you one thing though, you get to meet a lot of new people, and some you kind of develop, some pretty good relationships with over the years, especially if they would happen to come back every year or every other year. Hey, let's meet up over here. Maybe we had a good time a couple years ago. How you been? It's cool how many people you meet, because everybody, for the most part, is really friendly coming in because they're here for kind of a purpose. This is this is one of the big to-dos for them that year. Whether they're here to see a certain enshrinee, they're here to follow their football team. They just want to go be a part of what's going on at the Hall of Fame. They want to come down for the balloons and all that stuff. They want to come down for the parade, the concerts. But by and large, everybody that descends upon our area, really cool. And it's nice to meet them, hear their stories, how they got to fall in love with football, what they think of the Hall of Fame, what they think of Canton, what they like about it, what they wish was better. It's just kind of neat to meet people from different areas, different regions. I think it'll be neat this weekend. I'm thinking, Chargers are here. I know Antonio Gates, of course, played his college ball at Kent. But I'm hoping a lot of people from San Diego / LA get to come to our city this weekend and meet up with some of those folks and get their thoughts, what they think about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, about our area, about all the stuff that is going on and stuff that hopefully will continue to go on and get finished here in the next couple of years. So I think it's kind of neat to it's always neat to meet different people, different walks of life, different cultures, but there's one constant, right? And that's football. It's like sports brings us together, and boy, does it. But football really, it unites all of us, you know? Even if you're a Browns fan, if you're a Cardinals fan, or if you're a Eagles or a Chiefs fan, it brings us all together. That's what we got in common. And we wait months and months and months, and finally it's here. So let's enjoy it. I got something for you to enjoy. How about 2 tickets to go see Graham Nash at the Goodyear Theater on Tuesday, August the 5th? I've got 2 tickets for you right now. All you have to do is be caller number 1, 330-821-1310. Be caller number 1 at 330-821-1310. 2 tickets to see Graham Nash at the Goodyear Theater Tuesday, August the 5th. Now listen here. Legendary artist Graham Nash, the founding member of Crosby, Stills & Nash, 2-time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, and he's going to put on a real cool show. More evening of songs and stories with Graham Nash. I've got 2 tickets for you right now. All you got to do is be caller number 1, 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310, and those tickets are yours. Good luck, everybody. News and weather next here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Stay with us, 1310 WDPN.
An important part of the Alliance community since 1953. You're listening to AM 1310, WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A teacher has been charged in the stabbing murders of a couple in front of their kids on a hiking trail in Arkansas. Police say 28-year-old Andrew McGann killed Clinton and Kristen Brink this past weekend. State Police Colonel Mike Hager says McGann confessed, but they don't have a motive.
We do believe he acted alone. We have absolutely no reason to believe that there's anyone else involved, and we do not anticipate any future arrest or any other arrest.
McGann was ordered held without bond. The deadline for tariffs to kick in now less than 24 hours away. President Trump, though, says he's open to keeping talks going past the deadline for some countries. Hikes on foreign goods, economists say, likely get passed on to consumers. At least 25 people were hospitalized after a Delta Airbus experienced heavy turbulence several times last night during a flight from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam. That flight diverted to Minneapolis. Delta says all injured passengers have been released from the hospital. This is ABC News.
Your summer might be winding down, but there's still plenty of warm weather on the way. And at Macy's, it's the perfect time to shop late summer deals like cotton dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and more that you can wear now and layer up later for $150 and under. Plus, new Levi's are here, like trending cinched waist jeans for 30% off. So come into Macy's and walk out with late summer deals too good to miss. Ending Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. A man has been convicted of a murder charge in the shooting death of a Vietnam War veteran at a Canton Township bar. A jury in Stark County Common Pleas Court today also found 26-year-old Samuel Shank of Canton guilty of 1 count of felonious assault and 4 counts of abduction. He was acquitted of 1 count each of felonious assault and abduction. Shank shot 75-year-old Phil Harris of Canton at the Old Landmark Tavern March 24th. Shank was intoxicated and became involved in an argument with other customers prior to the shooting. He also threatened patrons at gunpoint after the shooting. Shank's attorney argued his client acted in self-defense. Sentencing is scheduled for tomorrow. An 11-year-old was seriously injured in a Wednesday afternoon crash in Plain Township. The Stark County Sheriff's Office says the child was riding an electric dirt bike in the 2700 block of Heritage Avenue Northwest just after 4 p.m. when it collided with a pickup truck. The child was taken to Mercy Hospital, then flown to Akron Children's Hospital with life-threatening injuries. The sheriff says the truck driver remained at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. The 2025 Greater Alliance Carnation Festival gets underway in earnest today. The Carnation Food Fest takes place from 4 to 10 at the Mount Union campus Lakes. Jimmy and the Soul Blazers perform beginning at 6. A child's coloring contest will run through Sunday. Shakespeare at the Castle begins at Glamorgan Castle at 7. Buses will run to the Food Fest from Alliance Intermediate, Elementary, and High School every 30 minutes. A scavenger hunt centered on Levi Lamborn will run through the end of the festival, August 10th. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has announced a facility will be built to host enshrinement events. The new KeyBank Center will be built between the Hall's Nash Family Event and Conference Center and the Turf Football Field. It will include 12,000 square feet of event space on the first level and a second level featuring a cafe, VIP club, and turf rooftop space for parties and other events. Groundbreaking is scheduled for the fall, with completion expected in time to host enshrinement events in 2027. The site was announced by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a nonprofit organization separate from the operators of Hall of Fame Village that surrounds the museum. The start of the school year will be postponed until mid-September for students attending the Rebecca Stallman Southgate School in Canton Township. The Cleveland Avenue Southwest facility is undergoing cleanup following a July 23rd fire. It was contained to a break room and did extensive smoke damage. No one was inside. Firefighters quickly put out the blaze. The Stark County Board of Developmental Disabilities says elementary and middle school classes will be temporarily held in the Eastgate Early Childhood Center in Louisville. The board's administrative building in Plain Township will house high school classes. Eastgate preschool classes will begin as scheduled August 18th. The 7th District Court has denied the appeal of an East Liverpool man. 53-year-old Joseph Boyer filed the motion after he was sentenced last October to 8 to 12 years in prison. A Columbiana County Common Pleas Court jury previously found him guilty of felonious assault and domestic violence. The charges resulted from the stabbing of Boyer's ex-girlfriend at her home in October 2022. The appellate court concluded his arguments had no merit. Boyer claimed he had ineffective trial counsel. The jury's verdict was against the weight of evidence, and the trial court was wrong to not permit jurors to consider a lesser charge of aggravated assault. St. Clair Township Police don't suspect foul play in the death of a man whose body was found inside a home over the weekend. Officers were called about a possible deceased male around 10 p.m. Saturday. He was found in deplorable conditions. Police say the man had a long history of medical issues. A relative said she had given the man medication around noon. Coroner will perform an autopsy. A man driving in Youngstown says someone in a car following him shot at him this morning. Police heard gunshots near Route 422 or Route 62 on the city's south side around 1:40. Officers then saw the victim's car and pulled him over at the 5th Avenue exit from 422. During questioning, the man said he was not injured and allowed police to search his car. The suspect vehicle was described as a black Dodge Charger. Officers found shell casings at the entrance ramp from Albert Street to Route 62. An investigation continues. A North Lima man has learned his punishment for a deadly two-vehicle collision. Girard Municipal Court Judge Jeffrey Adler Wednesday sentenced 37-year-old Joshua Johnston to 5 years probation and a 5-year suspension of his license. Johnston was charged with aggravated vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. They stemmed from a November 2024 crash in Vienna Township. Johnston was southbound on Warner Road when he failed to yield at Route 82 and hit a vehicle in which 35-year-old Miranda Zulu of Youngstown was a passenger. She died at the scene. The wreck seriously injured a juvenile passenger. An assault at a Youngstown WRTA bus station leads to charges against an area man. 19-year-old Samaj McIlvain turned himself in to the Mahoning County Sheriff's Office Monday. WKBN-TV reports he is charged with felonious assault. Officers responded to the station July 12th and found a man on the ground. Security video showed 2 men approach the victim and one throwing a punch. The victim suffered head and jaw injuries. McIlvain was in court Wednesday. A pre-sentence investigation will take place before a man who pleaded guilty to child pornography charges learns his punishment. The plea to 8 felony counts of pandering rendering sexually oriented matter involving a juvenile was entered today by 20-year-old George Langley of Berg Hill. Howland Township Police received a cyber tip concerning child pornography on Langley's electronic devices in September 2024. More child porn was discovered when they searched his home. Langley must register as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years. It's 67 degrees and Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. The forecast is next, a service of Canterbury Villa of Alliance. I'm Jeff Mears.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for today with a high around 73 degrees. Tonight, clouds in the evening, then gradual clearing, a low around 58. Friday, sunny skies, a high near 78. Sunshine on Saturday, a high of 79. More sun Sunday, a high of 82. That's your WDPN weather.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Austin Nola with a one-up smash, backhanded by Jose, and he throws him out.
0-1. This should do it. Fly ball, DeLuca. He'll let it go over his head, and the Yankees win. Josh Chisholm will score. McMahon with the walk-off single, and the Yankees in a wild game.
Runners go, let's suck to center. Outman flying back. Off his glove. The Reds lead. Hayes scores. The wave for Stevenson. Steer to third. The throw. Save. A thriller to deep center. And Steer has the Reds on top.
In the air to right field, struck pretty well by Gavin Sheets. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Gavin Sheets connects on a two-run home run. Padres take a 4-0 lead.
Andujar made possibly the best defensive play of the three, and he drives this to left. He's got another.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Hall of Fame week. Happy kickoff to the NFL season. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. The rain, it looks like it has finally stopped. And for once, the radar was right on. They said about 4 o'clock it was going to stop, and I think we are in good shape the rest of the day. You know, after we've been in the 90s, in the real feel at like 99, 97 the last couple of days, if you get a chance, if you're in your car, maybe roll your window down a little bit, or if you're at home, maybe step outside. Feels like football, doesn't it? Just go out there and feel that. Roll that window down. Put your arm out the window. Feels a little bit like football. Folks, we're going to be in the upper 50s tonight. Hard to believe. Chargers, Lions, Pro Football Hall of Fame game, opener, 8:15, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Should be a good night. Should be a good night. Congratulations to all of our Hall of Famers, our class that is going in this year. Don't forget the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremonies are at 1 o'clock on Saturday. I know tickets are still available at the profootballhof.com. Going to be over there Saturday afternoon for a little bit. I'm got a busy day on Saturday. Going to be riding in the Grand Parade and then shooting over to Benson for the enshrinement, and then over on the campus as part of FanFest. Do some stuff there. So looking forward to seeing all of you this weekend over in and around the Pro Football Hall of Fame. All right, 12 minutes after the hour. Let's get you those phone numbers, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Text line, always open, 330-924-7088. And don't forget to get on all of our social media platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. What do we always tell you? Give it a like, give it a follow, give it a share, give it a comment. That's it. That's all you got to do. We'd love to interact with you here on the show Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 here on AM 1310 WDPN. Okay, Major League Baseball news. The Houston Astros are trading to get Carlos Correa from the Minnesota Twins. That looks like that is going to happen. We kind of got rumblings of this a couple of days ago, but MLB Network reporting, and now Jeff Passan reporting, the Twins and Astros are getting together on a deal that will send Carlos Correa back to the Houston Astros. Well, good little reunion there for the Cheaters. Yeah, he'll get back there with Altuve and a couple of the other guys that were together when they were banging on trash cans and, stealing signs and signals and wearing wires and all that stuff. Let's see. According to Jeff Passan, the Carlos Correa to Houston deal looked dead 24 hours ago. But they revisited. They bridged a significant financial gap with Houston, with Isaac Paredes out for the season, welcoming home Correa, who waived his no-trade clause to approve the deal. So it's happening. Carlos Correa leaving Minnesota and going back to the Houston Astros. All right, Stephen Kwan, still a member of the Guardians. Guardians have not made any other moves today except for the ones that already went down. Cleveland trading Shane Bieber to the Toronto Blue Jays for a Class A, AA pitching prospect. And Paul Sewald got dealt to the Detroit Tigers for the old player to be named later. I always get a good, see, I'm laughing again. I can't help it. I always get a good chuckle about the old player to be named later, because you don't know who in the heck you're getting. That's why they call it player to be named later. All right. Sam Bourquin 3-question Thursday quiz up and rolling on our social media platforms. Question number 1. In one word, please describe the Cleveland Guardians. Give me one word to describe the Cleveland Guardians. Question number 2. Which Hall of Fame festival events will you be attending this weekend? Question number 3. What sports memory would you like to erase forever? That's our 3-question Thursday quiz. Hit us up at 330-821-1310. Hey, go ahead.
I said we had Buck chiming in on that one. He describes the Guardians as cheap owner. He's not going to any Hall of Fame events this weekend, and his memory he would wish to forget is in 2011 when Haslam bought the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Buck. That's like out of the box there. But that's a really good, I got to tell you, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too far here because I got some other stuff I want to get to.
Yeah, but you already said, but I got to tell you.
I got to tell you.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
When Jimmy Haslam was finalized to buy the team, I was like, okay, finally, because he was coming from Pittsburgh. He had been a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our thoughts on the Steelers, but you cannot bat an eye and disrespect the culture there and how they do things. You can't. Now, I know they haven't won a Super Bowl in a while. What do they got, 5 or 6? And they're always there. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going to turn the Browns around because, Modell, schmuck, he left. All right, took the team to Baltimore. And then we got Al Lerner, who didn't really want the team. They're Al Lerner, and then and then David got it. He didn't want it. And I was like, we're just spinning our wheels here. We're spinning our wheels here. And then the owners how the owners do. The Billionaires Club gets together, and they talk to other billionaires, and they say, okay, let's see what Raj has to say. Let's bring some NFL suits in. Okay, it's going to be Jimmy Haslam. Got it. Done deal. He takes over. I thought, okay. And here we are. So he's had the team 14 years now. That is hard to believe. That's hard to believe. I almost don't think that's right, but I think it is. 14 years under the Haslam regime, and we have done nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. I'm going to look that date up during the next break. I can't believe the Haslams have been in charge for 14 years. Oh my gosh, that makes everything even 10 times worse. Of all the stuff that has happened under their tutelage, under their leadership, and it's been since 2011. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Well, that might be something I want to forget. That might be something I want to forget right there. Hey, I want to shout out our friends at DeHoff's Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping. They are celebrating the Carnation City. Carnations are ready to go for $11.95 a dozen. Only $11.95 a dozen. Or in arrangements for your friends and family, and maybe some for you too. DeHoff's Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping. You can't beat this. Carnations for $11.95 a dozen. That's it. DeHoff's Flowers. Check them out. That's a really cool deal right there. And why not this time of the year with the Carnation Festival getting ready to roll, the big parade next Saturday, lots of other great activities during the week. Check out DeHoff's and get those carnations, only $11.95 a dozen. Whew, that's a deal right there. All right, we got 21 minutes after the hour. We're going to step away, take a break. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. We'll check the latest on the MLB actions going on today. The trade deadline again, about 90 minutes away. 6 o'clock, no more trades. So where there'll be a flourish at the end, stick around. We'll find out together. Here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN.
America, our military is sacrificing for our freedom. Please take time to remember our men and women fighting overseas. This salute is courtesy of Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, serving our community with dependability and excellence. For all of your residential and light commercial remodeling needs, call the professionals at 330-763-0089, 330-763-0089. That's Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, reminding everyone that we live in the land of the free, thanks to our brave.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
We ask parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship,
then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs, it's probably the best thing you do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Make sure you're checking us out live on our social media platforms on Facebook, 1310 WDPN on X, on Instagram, and of course at AM 1310 WDPN. Check me out too. I get the little Sam Bourquin 16 going on X at Sam Bourquin 16. Same deal on TikTok if you want to go check that out. Keller's going to be joining us again from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in about 50 minutes or so. He'll be coming on at 5:15 this afternoon. Looking forward to that. Checked in with Keller earlier in the show, kind of gave us a little scene setter for what was going on at FanFest, the Pat McAfee show, all the exciting stuff going on the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll be checking in with him at 5:15. Chargers and the Lions tonight is at 8:15 kickoff, and it will be on NBC and Peacock if you're looking for somewhere to watch that. I understand tickets are still available for the game tonight too. ProFootballHOF.com if you want to check those out. Nothing new yet. Baseball, just the stuff that we have already reported to you. Gosh, when I got up today, I was certain that Stephen Kwan was going to get traded. And I got to be honest, I'm sitting here about an hour and a half away from the end of the trading deadline for Major League Baseball, and I'm starting to think he's not going to get traded. I don't want that to be a jinx. I don't want that to be whatever you think it might be. But I don't think he's going to get moved. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to shut up.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, why would they, if they trade Kwan, who do they have left for pitching? They have much left?
Well, he's a left fielder, so it wouldn't bother him as far as pitching is concerned.
I don't know why I bother opening my mouth sometimes.
Unless you know something I don't.
I thought we were all talking about pitchers.
No, we moved.
I need to pay slightly closer attention to what you're saying.
Yeah, we did move 2 pitchers today.
I knew that. I knew that Bieber was a pitcher.
But I don't know. You might be onto something there, man. Hey, this was kind of cool. The Chicago Cubs are going to pay tribute to their franchise legend Ryan Sandberg on Saturday. They are going to be playing the Baltimore Orioles at Wrigley Field, and the team's president, Craig Kenny, told a radio station in Chicago that the Cubs will wear their blue jerseys on Saturday against Baltimore. It'll be the first home game since the passing of Ryan Sandberg. Every player will wear the number 23 and no names on the back. And then the jerseys will be auctioned off post-game with proceeds benefiting cancer research as part of a Cubs for a Cure. That's pretty cool. Now, remember when the Cubbies, they used to wear those, and they still wear them now, but not like they used to. The royal blue jerseys with the big Cubs, the red and white Cubs emblem on the left side of the jersey. And they're going to wear those with the number 23 on all the jerseys this Saturday as the Cubs take on the Baltimore Orioles. So a real classy move there by, of course, the Chicago Cubs organization. Okay, done deal. Houston Astros are acquiring outfielder Jesus Sanchez from the Marlins. That's according to Jeff Passan. Rangers are getting left-handed pitcher Danny Columby from the Minnesota. Boy, the Twins are just getting rid of everybody today. So that's the Guardians and the Twins that are kind of, letting everybody go. A little bit odd because both obviously are in the same division. But so the Twins, they're waving the white flag. Guardians are kind of semi-waving it. Again, they're still 2.5 games out of the third wild card spot in the American League. And it just seems weird to be talking about, okay, well, who's going to be the next one to go? When's Kwan going to be dealt? We got rid of Bieber. We got rid of Seawald, which, not a huge move, but it's an arm, and they traded him within the division, for God's sake. I don't know if I'd be – yeah, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, there are teams out there that are saying, hey, we're done. We're waving. And then there's teams like the Yankees and the Astros and the Padres that are like, hey, we're trying to win this sucker. Let's go. And they're making moves. They're trading. They're moving. They're shaking. They're rocking and rolling. So, which kind of pains me to say because I wish we could be in that position. But we don't, and we're not. But I just wish we had that. I wish we had that semi-unending checkbook. And I'm not talking about a Dodgers or a Yankees checkbook, but just, maybe a couple of levels up from what our checkbook looks like. Guardians' payroll this year was about $106 million, 107. Dodgers is like $350 million. Okay, there's a little discrepancy there. But let's say if the Guardians went from $107 million in payroll, let's see if they went up to like $175 million. You think we could have a couple more pieces? Think we'd have a power hitter? You think we'd have a couple of power hitters? Maybe another arm on the rotation or the pen? That might get you. It might get you 3 guys. Maybe get you 4 if you go from $107 million up to $175. But that's not what the Dolans do. That's not the way they play ball, and they are certainly not going to change. Another update here from Jeff Passan, ESPN. The Padres are final. God almighty, the Padres are just who are they, Monty Hall? The Padres are finalizing a deal to acquire first baseman Ryan O'Hearn and outfielder Ramon Laureano from the Baltimore Orioles. That just breaking about a minute ago from Jeff Passan from ESPN on X. So the Padres continue to load up. Man. Now, I don't think they have a chance to catch the Dodgers in the division, but they are not leaving anything to chance. They're going for it. Good for them. All right, 4:30 is our time. Time to take a break for news and weather. 90 minutes in and 90 more big minutes to go. We'll get back into the show. The Sam Bourquin 3-question Thursday quiz. We'll tell you what team is coming to Columbus and where they are playing in the spring. And we'll get ready to kick off the NFL season. All that and more coming up on the Sam Bourquin Show. 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Authorities in Arkansas have arrested a man in connection with the deaths of 2 people at a state park over the weekend. Clinton and Amanda Brink died while hiking with their children who survived. The suspect, Andrew McGann, was an elementary school teacher in Oklahoma, Colonel Mike Hagar. The Arkansas State Police says McGann confessed to police.
We have no reason to believe that there was any known association between our suspects and our victims.
Authorities are trying to determine a motive. Tomorrow is the day for tariff rates to be implemented on foreign goods from dozens of countries. Percentage rates on those tariffs are varied, but the president has signaled that he would be open to negotiations after the deadline. The White House also says it struck a temporary deal with Mexico today to impose a 25% tariff on imports into the U.S. More from ABC's Karen Travers at the White House.
This phone call today with the president of Mexico, which the president says was constructive, means that it would stay status quo for the next several several months while negotiations continue. But it's still a high tariff, 25% on those goods not covered by the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement, and still that 50% tariff on steel and aluminum imports. But the conversations will continue. The president's still pushing Mexico to do more on the border.
Strong rainstorms are lashing the East Coast from Virginia to Connecticut, flooding at least one New York City highway and other roads. City officials said this afternoon that the Clearview Expressway in Queens was closed in both directions. Social media posts show vehicles stranded in high water. Flash flood warnings are in place for parts of New York City, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. States of emergency have been declared in New Jersey and New York City. The National Weather Service warns of heavy rainfall and potentially severe thunderstorms along the Washington, Philadelphia, New York City corridor. At least 25 people were hospitalized after a Delta flight experienced heavy turbulence. The flight was headed from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam, but was diverted to Minneapolis. Passenger Adam Nash tells ABC News the plane jolted very violently.
I ended up going to the hospital after the plane successfully landed to go and have it checked out to see about cracked ribs.
It's 67 degrees in Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Weather forecast calling for showers and thunderstorms today with a high around 73 degrees. Chance of rain around 100%. Clouds during the early evening tonight, then gradual clearing with a low of 58. Friday, sunshine, a high 78. Sunshine Saturday, a high 79. More sun on Sunday with a high near 82. That's your WDPN weather.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zoe Maxwell, and I'm contestant number 4 in this year's Greater Alliance Carnation Festival Queen Pageant. I am proud to be sponsored by Tanner Real Estate. If you are an auto show enthusiast, please join me on Saturday, August 2nd at Glamorgan Castle for Alliance's annual auto show. The cars will be on display from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If the event is canceled due to rain, the rain date will be August 3rd in the Alliance High School parking lot.
All right, kickoff coming up tonight, 8 o'clock, 8:15 or so at the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Chargers-Lions at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. I'm going to be joining Keller over there at the stadium. I'm hoping to get there by 7:15. That's the target time for ETA at the Hall of Fame. So I'll be meeting up with him. We're going to do a couple things on social media, kind of set the scene for you, give you a little, give you a little feel for what's going on over at the Hall as we get ready for football to begin tonight. The Fan Fest is continuing. Pat McAfee show wrapped up a couple hours ago. They had a great crowd there despite the pouring rain. It just goes to show you football and sports and getting together. You can't stop. Rain, Mother Nature can't stop it. She tried. She tried real hard today. It was raining since the moment I woke up this morning. And we had a couple times today where it was like really raining hard. Like, kind of uncomfortable enough where you don't really want to be outside. But great crowds today, and they continue to get bigger as the day goes along. Don't forget, Keller is going to be joining us again from the Pro Football Hall of Fame grounds and the Fan Fest and all the cool stuff going on. He'll be joining us at 5:15 on this day in sports history around 5:27. That's all coming up here on the show. We'll get back into the 3-question Thursday quiz. We'll check the MLB trade deadline tracker. 1 hour and 24 minutes. 1 hour and 24 minutes. And then that's it. No more trades. We'll be done. All right. Our news guru, Jeff Mears, handed me a couple of pieces of paper about 45 minutes ago. And it's a story that I saw. And I thought, this might be worth talking about, because of all the stuff that's been going on, especially with the Guardians. But you know how quiet it's been the last couple of days about Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase. Been real quiet, hasn't it? So anyhow, Jeff Mears hands me his paper. I'm going to take my cheaters out and put them on here real quick. If I don't break them when I put them on. My goodness gracious. Okay, this from the office of Governor DeWine. I'm going to read this verbatim off the press release. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine today called on the Ohio Casino Control Commission to remove prop bets from the list of legal bets that can be placed under Ohio's contractual rules for operators. The governor's request, of course, comes after MLB announced it had placed a couple of Guardians pitchers on leave related to a sports betting investigation. The governor also previously expressed concerns about prop bets following threats to college athletes at the University of Dayton. The release goes on to say that DeWine will also, he also announced he will be asking the commissioners and players unions of 6 major sports leagues in the United States, MLB, the NFL, yeah, good luck with that, the NBA, the WNBA, the NHL, and Major League Soccer to support this effort to ban prop betting to ensure the integrity of their leagues. DeWine went on to say that he noted a particular problem with micro prop bets on highly specific events within games that are completely controlled by one player. Quote, the evidence that prop betting is harming athletics in Ohio is reaching critical mass. First, there were threats on Ohio athletes, and now 2 high-profile Ohio professional athletes have been suspended by MLB. Okay. There's no way that there's no way that that he will get any of these leagues to do this. I appreciate the concern and the fact that he wants to get involved and, you know, get on the horn, so to speak. A little grandstanding. You know how our politicians love to grandstand. Well, here you go. But I don't see any way that this is going to happen. You can request it, but I think we're too far now. And yeah, I've worried about the integrity for a long time, to be honest with you. If you've listened to me over the years, different shows, different stations, I've always felt that way. But now that we really have a chance to look at every pitch, every shot, every missed tackle, every every fumble. I mean, it's all out there. And I don't know if people are wising up. I mean, here's the thing though, people are still betting at a crazy rate, whether it's point spread, totals, prop bets for, how many games is team going to win or lose over a season. And obviously the in-game props have become really, really popular, and they've become a little dangerous too. When one person can control the outcome of something, and you're betting on that, you are really gambling, okay? On a football field, you got 22 guys out there, 11 on each side. And if there was some kind of funny business to go on, good part of the time there's going to be more than one person involved in that nonsense. Okay? Baseball, the pitcher is in control. Basketball players are in control, especially at the free throw line. Like, I would think free throws, pitchers on a first pitch, kickers could shank an extra point or a field goal. Guys could just, fumble the ball. We've seen a lot of stuff. And I bet if you had a chance to go back over the last 5, 10, 15 years, and you had a chance to go back and watch certain plays, certain games over again, you would look at it and go, how did I not see that the first time? You know why? Because you're not looking for it. You're not looking for it. Because you're thinking, we're good. Integrity at an all-time high. We're good. You didn't know. Did we know that Luis Ortiz was doing that? Did we know he was purposefully throwing balls on the first pitch of an inning to the batter? We didn't know. We just thought, my God, Luis, get the ball up. What are you doing? Did we think for 1 minute that Emmanuel Clase was doing the same thing? We're like, come on, man. Don't get behind the hitter. You get behind the hitter, you got to come in with a fastball. You're going to get hurt. We weren't thinking that, oh, geez, maybe there's some kind of prop bet involved here and somebody's making money. Trust me, we weren't thinking that. We're caught up in the game. We're worried about what? What are we worried about? We're worried about our team winning and making sure they do what they need to do to win. We weren't thinking about those things. Now, I can't watch a baseball game and see the first pitch thrown by a relief pitcher or a starting pitcher and think, okay, how many people bet a ball and how many people bet a strike? Who's in on it? Where's this pitch going? How far outside can he throw it? What about the umpires? What about the umpires? Don't get me started on the NFL officials. Let's talk about the umpires. Let's talk about the NBA officials. And we've seen that story before with Tim Donaghy. We've seen that before with Scott Foster, the extender. Think about the umpires now. And I go back and I say, how'd that guy not call that a strike? Like, it's right in the middle of the box on the screen where the catcher's mitt is right there. There's no gray area. It's not high, low, inside, or outside. It's right down the middle. Ball. What? What? Why is that? Is the umpire in on something? Does he got some side action going? Is he in the hole with somebody? He's got to dig himself out. And maybe by not calling balls or strikes the way they should be called, that moves something in his favor. And then the guy that he owes money to, that's how he repays him. And that's how that debt gets erased. I know a lot of you think I'm crazy. Trust me, I'm not. There's a whole lot of people involved here.
No, it really, that really kind of blew my mind a little bit because, it's just being able to bet on the outcome of the game is that's bad enough because you can manipulate that here and there. But how easy it is to manipulate prop bets is just ridiculous. I mean, that just opens the floodgates for fraud.
It does.
Because then one guy can make all kinds of money off himself just betting on stupid little stuff that you never would have been able to bet on without these betting apps and stuff.
Right. Certain people, certain players now are in complete control. Again, some sports, it's a little more difficult because you need more people a part of it. I can't help but think, and I hate to think this, but hey, I've seen this play so many times that it's going to be hard for anybody to talk me out of it. Let's go back. COVID, NFL playoffs, Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers in front of, 7,500 people. Remember the opening to that game? It was Sunday night. And it was on NBC, and Al Michaels and the crew, they were on the game. First play from scrimmage. What happened? Gosh, I wish I should have pulled this highlight up. I apologize. What happened the first play of scrimmage? Ball gets snapped way over the head of Ben Roethlisberger. Goes all the way back to the 5. It trickles to the 2. Into the 1. Ben Roethlisberger never tried to pick that ball up. He never tried to pick it up. A couple of other Steelers are back there not trying to pick the ball up. Goes to the 1, rolls to the goal line, goes into the end zone. Browns fall on it. First play of the game. Touchdown, Cleveland. I know, a lot of you think I am absolutely out of my mind. Go back and watch that play. I know it's been, 4 years? 5 years? Go back and watch that play. Sunday Night Football, round 1 of the playoffs, Steelers-Browns at then Heinz Field. Watch the first play of the game. You tell me, look me in the eye, or scream at the radio. I almost said a bad word. Tell me that's not what happened. Tell me.
Well, I can't speak for football, but I can speak about COVID being just like the golden age of fraud, because everybody had to do things differently in a way that had never been done before. And everybody was finding all these new ways to scam each other because nobody was interacting in person. So you could just fake everything over the internet. So
what? I thought you were really going down something there for a second.
No, I wasn't going to take it too far, but you know what I mean?
No,
yeah.
I meant you said talk about the fraud, the golden age of COVID. I'm like, oh yeah, you probably into something.
COVID was not the golden age. It was the golden age of fraud because everybody found out all these new ways to scam people between like cryptocurrency and NFTs. COVID was just the Wild West.
Yeah. Well, someday
that probably just slipped through the cracks. They're too busy getting there. What were those like PTO loans or whatever that everybody was stealing from the government?
Oh man, someday after my radio career is over, and hopefully that's not for a long time, I might do a podcast. I might just sit around with some friends. And granted, this could be a long time from now. Hopefully it is. And we'll talk about coronavirus and COVID-19 and what up that was. Well, I've got some opinions, but this is not the time or the place for that. That'll be years down the road. But you're right. When that came along, people said, "Oh, hey, I can scam here. I can scam this. I can scam." People started really opening up their dirty little minds and thinking about how to do things to benefit themselves.
It was just too easy to do it because nobody was watching watching.
No,
you could just,
I was doing something with my left hand, but nobody was watching the right hand. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was like it was a magician trick. But anyhow, staying on that point with the gambling and the prop bets, and again the story that Mike DeWine calling on the Ohio Casino Control to remove prop bets from the list of legal bets that can be placed under the Ohio contractual rules for operators. And then he's reaching out to all the leagues, with the teams in Ohio, NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, to try to get those taken away. I just think it's too far gone. I don't think that that's going to happen. Now, will they crank up the heat a little bit? Will they be watching more closely? Perhaps. Maybe putting a few more people on a few more cameras and watching more apps and watching more activity and looking for more red flags and stuff like that. Maybe you can do that. Because, folks, at the end of the day, if you don't have integrity in your game, in your sport, then you don't have anything. Then you've got the world, you've got WWE. That's what you've got. If you don't have integrity, if you don't believe what you're watching is real, if you turn a game on and the first thing you do is worry that something's off, that's not good. That's bad for everybody. But in the world of 2025, social media, phones, cameras, absolute wizardry done by certain people with computers and the internet and different things like that, and access that certain people get to certain things, certain ways they get that access, certain information they get to pass along. It's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous path to walk on. So we'll see if anything comes of this request by Governor DeWine. I don't think so, but maybe it will advance. It will advance conversations maybe a little bit in the meantime. All right, we are going to step out. Speaking of the meantime, 4:53 here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Phone lines are open. What do you think of our little conversation there about the gambling, about the betting? Governor DeWine trying to get rid of the prop bet opportunities that are currently legal now under the Ohio casino control. What do you think? 330-821-1310. Text in 330-924-7088. Don't forget Keller going to come up at 5:15 today. We've got On This Day in Sports History coming up in about 30, 45 minutes or so. And we're going to give you a chance to win some concert tickets. We got that coming up as well. Stay tuned to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suite? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
The opportunity to work for a better life, it's an American dream we all deserve. But 50% of LGBTQ plus people have been harassed, fired, or denied a promotion at work because of who they are. Get the facts at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really?
Giraffe. You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Rain has stopped. Feels like football. I went outside, not during this last break, but our break at 4:30. And I opened up the door real slowly, and I took a couple of steps outside, and I said, smells like football. Feels like football. Hope to see all of you tonight over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. The Fan Fest is part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Festival. Lots of great things going on this weekend. We got you covered. AM 1310 WDPN, along with our sister station Q92. We will be everywhere this weekend. I am looking forward to getting back into the parade again this year. Going to be myself and Jordan Miller are going to be in one of the convertibles coming down Cleveland Avenue with our crew, and looking forward to seeing everybody Saturday morning bright and early for the Grand Parade. That'll be fun. Can't wait for that. Okay, Stephen Kwan, still a member of the Guardians. We got about an hour to go. Will he be dealt? All you have to do is stay with us. Also, guess who's at it again? The Houston Astros. They're trying to get Dylan Cease from the Padres. Why would the Padres want to part with him when you're trying to get everybody else to come play for you? No deal yet, but we understand the Astros and the Padres are talking. All right. I got a little prize for you. Who wants a couple of the best seats in town to go to the 2025 Carnation Grand Parade? That's a week from this Saturday, right down West State Street here in Alliance. It is a great parade. The Carnation Festival, the Carnation Days, if you haven't been a part of it or don't know anything about it, you don't know what you're missing out on. It's really cool. It's like a throwback into time. It's really neat. And we've got the best seats in town for you for the Grand Parade. We'll set you up in our exclusive VIP bleacher section right in front of Citizens on State Street. All you have to do is call. All you have to do is call and be caller number 1 at 330-821-1310, and the tickets are yours. You'll win a pair of reserved seats in our VIP bleachers. That's for the Carnation Grand Parade coming up. All you got to do is be caller number 1 at 330-821-1310, and Ryan will get your information, and the tickets will be yours. All right, we are getting close to the top of the hour. That means news. That means weather. That means Jeff Mears will be joining us and get you all squared away here for the rest of your day and get you into the weekend as well. So we'll take a break, top of the hour. When we get back, we got one more big hour to go. Keller's going to join us live from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll get back into our quiz. We've got On This Day in Sports History. We'll check the MLB trade deadline and what's going on in the NFL and a whole lot more. So stick around here. AM 1310 WDPN.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Tariffs are set to kick in tomorrow for most foreign goods into the U.S. The White House announcing the U.S. and Mexico, though, have agreed to extend their trade deal by 90 days. Nearly 1,000 flights have been canceled on the East Coast today as severe storms target the East Coast, with flooding a major threat. ABC News meteorologist Melissa Griffin has more.
You're going to see all of this activity pushing across the mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast. D.C., Baltimore, right down through parts of Maryland and Delaware. This is where we could see the storms continuing into this evening, but the severe thunderstorm watch in effect through 8 o'clock.
A 28-year-old teacher is charged with the murders of a husband and wife in Arkansas along a hiking trail Saturday. State police say Andrew McCann stabbed the victims, but there's no known motive. President Trump signing an executive order today to expand the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition and bringing back the presidential fitness test in public schools that was started during the Eisenhower administration. This is ABC News.
Your summer might be winding down, but there's still plenty of warm weather on the way. And at Macy's, it's the perfect time to shop late summer deals like cotton dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and more that you can wear now and layer up later for $150 and under. Plus, new Levi's are here, like trending cinch waist jeans for 30% off. So come into Macy's and walk out with late summer deals too good to miss. Ending Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Sentencing is scheduled tomorrow for a Canton man found guilty of murder. 26-year-old Samuel Schenk was also convicted today of felonious assault and 4 counts of abduction. The jury in Stark County Common Pleas Court found him not guilty of 1 count each of felonious assault and abduction. The charges stemmed from the March 24th slaying of 75-year-old Phil Harris of Canton. Prosecutors say Schenk shot the Vietnam War veteran at the old Landmark Tavern in Canton Township. Schenk's attorney argued his client acted in self-defense. Schenk also threatened customers at gunpoint after the shooting. He was intoxicated and became involved in an argument with other patrons prior to the incident. The Stark County Sheriff's Office is investigating a crash that seriously injured an 11-year-old. The wreck took place just before 4 p.m. Wednesday in the 2700 block of Heritage Avenue Northwest in Plain Township. The child was eventually airlifted to Akron Children's Hospital with life-threatening injuries. They were reportedly riding an electric dirt bike when it collided with a pickup truck. The truck's driver remained at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. The Carnation Food Fest begins tonight as the 2025 Greater Alliance Carnation Festival gets underway. Hours for the event at the Mount Union Campus Lakes are 4 to 10. Buses will run to the Food Fest from Alliance Intermediate, Elementary, and High School every 30 minutes. Jimmy and the Soul Blazers take the stage beginning at 6. Shakespeare at the Castle starts at Glamorgan Castle tonight at 7. A scavenger hunt centered on Levi Lamborn will run through the end of the festival August 10th. A children's coloring contest will run through Sunday. Groundbreaking is scheduled this fall for a new event center at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The site was announced by the Hall, a nonprofit organization separate from the operators of Hall of Fame Village that surrounds the museum. The new KeyBank Center will be built between the Hall's Nash Family Event and Conference Center and the Turf Football Field. It will include 12,000 square feet of event space on the first level and a second level featuring a cafe, VIP club, and turf rooftop space for parties and other events. Completion is expected in time to host enshrinement events in 2027. The Rebecca Stallman Southgate School in Canton Township remains closed following a recent fire. The blaze on Cleveland Avenue Southwest occurred July 23rd. No one was inside. Firefighters quickly put out the flames, which were contained to a break room. The cause is under investigation. The Stark County Board of Developmental Disabilities says Southgate sustained extensive smoke damage. Due to the cleanup, the start of the school year will be delayed until mid-September. Elementary and middle school classes will be temporarily held in the Eastgate Early Childhood Center in Louisville. High school classes will be in the board's administrative building in Plain Township. Preschool classes at Eastgate will begin as scheduled August 18th. The coroner will perform an autopsy on a man found dead inside a home near East Liverpool Saturday night. Around 10 p.m., St. Clair Township Police responded to a report of a possible deceased male. They found the home in deplorable condition. A family member said she had given the man medication around noon. Police say the man had a long history of medical issues. Foul play is not suspected. An East Liverpool man serving prison time for stabbing his ex-girlfriend has lost his appeal. 53-year-old Joseph Boyer was convicted of felonious assault and domestic violence for the October 2022 incident at the victim's home. Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Scott Washam sentenced him last October to 8 to 12 years behind bars. Boyer later filed an appeal with the 7th District Court. He argued he had ineffective trial counsel. The jury's verdict was against the weight of evidence, and the trial court was wrong to not allow jurors to consider a lesser charge of aggravated assault. The appellate court determined his claims had no merit. Youngstown police are investigating after a man said he was shot at while driving through the city's south side early today. Around 1:40, officers heard gunfire near Route 422 or Route 62. They then spotted a vehicle nearby and pulled the driver over for questioning at the 5th Avenue exit from 422. The man said someone shot at him from a vehicle that was following him. He was not injured. Police searched the victim's car. They later found shell casings at the entrance ramp from Albert Street to Route 62. The suspect vehicle was described as a black Dodge Charger. 5 years probation and a 5-year suspension of his license are the sentence handed down to a man for a fatal crash in Trumbull County. 37-year-old Joshua Johnston of North Lima was sentenced Wednesday by Girard Municipal Court Judge Jeffrey Adler. He was charged with aggravated vehicular homicide and vehicular assault for a November 2024 wreck in Vienna Township. Johnston was southbound on Warner Road when he failed to yield at Route 82 and struck another vehicle. A passenger, 35-year-old Miranda Zulo of Youngstown, died at the scene. A juvenile passenger was seriously injured. Trumbull County Common Pleas Judge Ronald Rice has pleaded no contest to OVI and an amended gun charge. The 69-year-old was sentenced today in Girard Municipal Court to 2 years probation. Visiting Judge Mark Wiest also suspended Rice's license for 1 year and told him he is not allowed to have a firearm for 2 years. The Highway Patrol said Rice was southbound on Scoville North Road in Vienna Township July 18th. His vehicle failed to negotiate a curve, went off the right side of the roadway, and rolled over in a ditch. Rice also had a loaded handgun. A man has pleaded guilty to multiple child pornography charges. 20-year-old George Langley of Berghill entered the plea today to 8 felony counts of pandering sexually oriented matter involving a juvenile. He will be sentenced in Trumbull County Common Pleas Court following a pre-sentence investigation. Langley will have to register as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years. In September 2024, Howland Township Police received a cyber tip concerning child pornography on Langley's electronic devices. A search of his home revealed more child porn. More than 400 grams of cocaine were found during a traffic stop in Portage County last week. Sheriff's deputies pulled over a vehicle for a lane violation on I-76. The drugs and a loaded pistol were found in the vehicle. The driver, 42-year-old Richard Johnson, was wanted on a warrant, had a suspended license, and was not permitted to have a firearm. He also had a bag of pills in his waistband. Johnson was charged with cocaine possession and trafficking, 2 weapons counts, and 2 traffic offenses. A passenger, 38-year-old Don Simmons, was charged with possession and trafficking of cocaine. The Tuscarawas County Health Department reported Wednesday another man contracted the mosquito-borne La Crosse virus. A 62-year-old in Goshen Township was hospitalized but has since been released. It was the second confirmed human case in the county this summer. A 66-year-old Urexville man was hospitalized with viral meningitis and later released. The La Crosse virus is a viral disease that spreads to humans when bit by infected eastern treehole mosquitoes, which typically reside in wooded and forested areas. On July 18th, health officials found a mosquito sample that later tested positive for La Crosse at Union Cemetery in Port Washington. Ohio reports an average of 20 cases per year. The infection is deadly in less than 1% of those cases. The Department of Job and Family Services says Ohioans filed 5,081 initial unemployment claims last week, which were 62 less than the previous week. 639 of those have been flagged for more stringent identity verification. Ohioans filed 49,096 continued unemployment claims last week, or 2,699 less than the previous week. Ohio's unemployment rate in June was 4.9%. The national rate was 4.1%. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 44,130, down 330 points. The Nasdaq Composite declined 7 points, ending at 21,122, and the S&P 500 closed at 6,339, down 24 points. We have the following funeral announcement. The service for 73-year-old Frederick McGavern will be held Saturday at noon at First Christian Church in Alliance. Arrangements by Cassidy Turkle Christian. It's 68 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Today's forecast calling for rain. Chance of precipitation around 100%. Today's high around 73. Clouds during the evening tonight, then gradual clearing overnight, a low 58. Sunny Friday, a high 78. More sun Saturday, a high 79. Sunshine continuing Sunday with a high near 82. That's your WDPN weather.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Austin Nolan with a one-up smash, backhanded by Jose, and he throws him out.
0-1. This should do it. Fly ball, DeLuca. He'll let it go over his head, and the Yankees win. Jazz Chisholm will score. McMahon with the walk-off single, and the Yankees in a wild game.
Runners go, but sucked to center. Outman flying back. Off his glove. The Reds lead. Hayes scores. The wave for Stevenson. Steer to third. The throw. Save. A thriller to deep center. And Steer has the Reds on top.
In the air to right field, struck pretty well by Gavin Sheets. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Gavin Sheets connects on a two-run home run. Padres take a 4-0 lead.
Andujar made possibly the best defensive play of the three, and he drives this to left. He's got another!
Oh, we're done. We're ready. Here we go. Welcome back. AM 1310 WDPN. You can check us out. You can watch us. You can listen to us on the social media platforms. AM 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on X. And don't forget the WDPN, Q92 radio. Boy, I am all screwed up. We had a little conversation going on here, but before I knew it, time to throw the headsets on and get ready to roll. So here we go. 330-821-1310 is our number. 330-821-1310. We're going to check in with Keller. Our guy is on the grounds at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll be checking in with him in about 3 or 4 minutes. Stephen Kwan, still a member of the Cleveland Guardians. 48 minutes left till the trade deadline at 6 p.m. Folks, I got a feeling he's not going to get traded. I've just got a feeling like the longer this goes, like the less antsy I get. Guardians traded Bieber today. They traded Seawald. That's the only moves. That's the only moves that have been made by the Guardians today. So, I mean, and the Dodgers just picked up an outfielder. Just a complete, I was looking at some of the comments on social media, a complete random move. But it's an outfielder. I'm thinking maybe they're done now. I mean, Stephen Kwan's an outfielder, so I don't think they would stockpile another outfielder and then go make the big splash for Stephen Kwan. I don't think that would make any sense. So that's where we're at right now. Blue Jays have acquired catcher Brandon Valenzuela from the Padres in exchange for infielder Will Wagner. All right, so the Blue Jays they're still getting after it. No, nothing on the Guardians yet. Let's see. Ken Rosenthal reporting that Stephen Kwan now is unlikely to be traded in the last 45 minutes. All right. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, the Dodgers just picked up Alex Cali from the Nationals. I think we're good. I think we're safe. Wouldn't that be something now? As soon as I go through all that, in the next 5 or 10 minutes, they get a big alert. Stephen Kwan on the move. God, I hope not. So let's take a look. I know we got Keller coming up, so we're going to get right back into football mode here in a minute.
You might want to shoot Keller a text. I'm not seeing him in the lobby yet. He might have ended up getting a little busy.
All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can do this while I'm talking. I think I'll be able to.
I could also do that if you'd like.
Let me
I don't know why I told you to do it. You're the one running a show over there.
That's all right. I got it. Okay. Text sent. We'll see if he's ready. You know what? He's on the field. And he's taking pictures of Jared Goff. That I can confirm. So maybe he forgot about us, but I just sent him a text and asked him if he was ready. So he'll be coming up here in just a little bit. Don't forget, at the end of the show today, going to give you a chance to win tickets to go see Graham Nash, More Evening of Songs and Stories. This is for 2 tickets to go see Graham Nash at the Goodyear Theater coming up on Tuesday, August the 5th. We're going to give you a chance to score a couple of tickets to see Graham Nash at the Goodyear Theater coming up right before the end of the show, about 6 o'clock today. All you'll have to do is call in, and you'll be the winner. We'll do that right before we go off the air here around 6 o'clock here on AM 1310 WDPN. So I will wait for we're good? Getting close? Okay.
Yep, nope,
All right,
Keller is here.
All right, let's do it. Okay. We'll get back into the Guardians discussion here in a little bit. But first, we got football. Hey, we got AFC Chargers. We got NFC Lions tonight. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame game at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. We got the Fan Fest going on. The Pat McAfee Show was earlier today. There is a ton of activity going on at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and our very own Keller is right smack in the middle of it. What's up, my friend? What's going on right now?
How we doing, Sammy?
Good. Hey, the rain stopped too, right?
Yeah, it's actually very comfortable out here now too. I don't know if you can see. There's St. Brown's there. Jared Goff's out there warming up. I'm in the end zone by the Consolation Center right now. The Chargers are not on the field.
Okay, your video's just coming through now. I can see we're on a little bit of delay, but now I'm just starting to see. And very cool, very good.
Yeah, there's.
I got to ask because I know you were on the field there. Is the all the paint dry? Everything good?
No, yeah, it looks beautiful. Stadium looks beautiful. Paint's nice and dry. We're good to go.
Good stuff. So here we are. It's about 5:17. Kickoff in about 2 hours. Again, there are some tickets still available if people want to head on over and be a big part of it. ProFootballHof.com. Tickets are available for the game. What's the vibe, man? What's the juice as we get closer to kickoff? And I know you've been on the grounds now for about 4 or 5 hours. You get to take in the Mac show earlier today, and kind of we chatted like a couple hours ago, but let's kind of reset for the new audience that has joined us here in the 5 o'clock hour. What's it been like today for you?
It's my legs and back hurt, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been really cool. Pat McAfee was probably down there for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours after his show ended, signing for people, talking to people, and taking his time, which was really, really cool. Went and grabbed some food, some great food down there, and found my way into the stadium and just getting ready. You could really start to feel like when I walked out of there's hold on, let's see if I can flip it around. We got Tony Dungy, Hall of Famer.
I love Tony Dungy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the crazy thing is you never know who is gonna just pop up and be just chilling, walking behind you. Tony Dungy right there.
His gold jacket on.
Yeah, but
good.
As soon as I walked out of the tunnel underneath the stadium where the locker rooms are, out onto the field here at Tom Benson, I instantly got that feeling again. And like, I'm ready to strap them up and play. I can imagine how these guys feel after there's some more people walking through. But yeah, you get that energy, you feel that excitement, and you're ready to go. So I imagine after all the time of going against each other at camp, it'll feel good to get out here and hit someone wearing a different colored jersey and to get back to action. The kickoff of the NFL season is under 2 hours away. Yeah. 3 hours away. 3 hours away.
It's hard to believe. I mean, because the football season, as long sometimes we feel it goes a little bit long, and now we're playing the Super Bowl like the second week in February. But it's like as soon as it's over, we're like, oh God, now what do we do? Okay,
right.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Here we go. But it feels like it takes forever to get here. But when it finally does, you're like, man, it kind of snuck up on us. But we pivot real quick, and we're like, okay. Our arms are open. We're ready. Let's embrace football. It is back. Keller joining us here on the show, AM 1310 WDPN. I'll be joining him a little bit later on tonight at the stadium. We'll have some stuff for you on all of our social media platforms. He will be with me as we broadcast our show tomorrow, 3 until 6, live from the Fan Fest on the grounds of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we are looking forward to that, grabbing some special guests tomorrow. I know Antonio Hall is going to pop by. Maybe we can grab some Hall of Famers of years gone by. We'll have a lot of fun tomorrow. The weather's going to be fantastic, and we invite all of you to come up and enjoy Fan Fest tomorrow at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. If I had to ask you, what's your favorite part of like the whole festival?
I really enjoy the gold jacket dinner that is tomorrow night. If I had to pick one event for me personally to go to, it would probably be that, just for the fact that it's really the only time that the old class and the new class are all together in one room. You get to see all the old Hall of Famers that are in town. And I think that's really, really cool. Plus, Rich Eisen does such a great job at emceeing that entire event. It's great to see him up there, commissioners there, and all their families and friends. The one year I was sitting one table over from the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, and it was the year after they won their first Super Bowl, had the big giant Super Bowl ring on, and when it's over, you're bumping elbows with Chris Berman. I ran into Chris Berman. I've ran into Dick Vermeil. It's crazy the amount of people that are in the Civic Center for that event, and for me, that's the icing on the cake. I enjoy the game because it's kickoff for football, and then the round table is really cool too. It's called the tailgate because it's a lot of times they're kind of hungover because it's the night after their party, and I think yeah. I think last year, or it might have been the year, but it might have been Tony Baselli showed up wearing flip flops or no shoes or something like that for that event. His feet must have been hurting. But yeah, it's cool. But the Gold Jacket dinner is really it's it for me. I love it, and I look forward to going there tomorrow and getting to experience that again.
Yeah, that'll be cool. You'll be with me tomorrow about 3 to 5, and then you're gonna head out, and you're magically gonna transform yourself into a nice suit and a tie, and you'll be ready to go over at the Civic Center tomorrow. And that'll be a lot of fun for sure. Yeah, there's so many great events, so many great people. They do a great job. The volunteers do, the people at the hall, and it's just I sometimes we really have to step back. And I know you appreciate it. I appreciate it. A lot of people appreciate it. But I think sometimes I hate to do the old, we take it for granted. But sometimes I think some do. And because, as far as people have been alive here in Canton or the Northeast Ohio or the state of Ohio, the hall, it's always been there. And we hope that it's always going to be there. And that people just, and with some of the stuff that's going on, people have kind of given a little side eye to it. But I mean, can you imagine the end of July and going into August and not having this? That would be awful.
It would be weird because you're so used to it every single year. And what the great thing is, every single year they try to add or do something that makes it different than the year before. It's the same, but they add a little bit of spice to it, like the Pat McAfee show today. It was raining. It was kind of miserable, but the crowd was there. People were there. They were engaged. They were throwing beach balls in the air and just really enjoying it. So being able to add different things like that, I think is awesome. But you're keeping the tradition and the experiences of Hall of Fame weekend and in everything that it is. Where else in the country do you get all these guys who every single person grew up watching? Mm-hmm. Whether they were on your team or not on your team, you grew up watching them and you got to see them play the game that you love. And they're all in Canton every single year. And that doesn't happen anywhere else. And I think that's what really makes it special to me. I didn't grow up in Canton. I grew up in Warren. I've been in this area for about 15 years now, and I absolutely love it. And to be able to see all the people I grew up watching and having access to them and being so close is really something that I think is special.
Yeah, that's one of the highlights is getting maybe that chance meeting with a Hall of Famer, a present Hall of Famer, or a family member of a Hall of Famer. You just kind of reach out and say, hello, how are you? Welcome to Canton. And then you start a conversation, and pretty soon you're 5-10 minutes and you're like, hey, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you've got the game, you got the parade, you've got the tailgate, you got the concert, but it's all about the men that are going in to the hall. And this year it's only a class of 4. And I'm okay with that because the years we've had 7 and 8, I thought maybe it was a little too much. I think 4 is a good number this year. Obviously, there are going to be some fantastic classes coming up the next 3 to 5 years, and we'll have a conversation for that down the road. But that's what it's all about. And as long as the class members and their families, when they finally zip the suitcase for the final time and leave Canton. When they leave, it's what their memories are in the time that they had and the stories that they can tell. That's what makes the whole weekend.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something you had just mentioned too about having that chance meeting with a Hall of Famer, and it happened to me, and it was my all-time favorite player, Jerome Bettis, hands down, my favorite player of all time. And we were at the Gold Jacket dinner. Our table just happened to be right at the walkway where all the Hall of Famers walk in, and Bettis stopped and stood in the aisle right next to me, and I was a grown adult. And I tapped him on the shoulder, and I'm like, Mr. Bettis, since 1992, you have been my favorite player. I got teary-eyed. I got emotional. And what was really cool, too, is you know how they tell you not to meet your heroes? Yeah. I'm so happy I did, because when it was over and the Hall of Famers had to walk away, he reached over, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, let's get a good picture. Because before I had taken a selfie. Hold on, look, I got an NFL football here. Hold on. Oh, perfect spiral. Oh, you missed it. It was beautiful. But he asked me to take a picture with him. And that's something I will never forget it. The fact that, not only did I get to meet him, that he was kind enough in the whole hustle and bustle of all the Hall of Famers moving away, like going back to the backstage. He decided that he would, take the time to take a picture with me. Thurman Thomas was making fun of me. He goes, Bus, what'd you do? He goes, Bus, what'd you do to this guy? I've got tears in my face. So, and you don't get to experience that anywhere else. And I'll never forget it.
That's, I remember you, telling me that story, and I'm like, man, that is, especially a guy that you loved watch growing up. Like, yeah. It's one thing to bump into a Hall of Famer, or share a story or a handshake or a picture, but somebody that you're like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. That really makes it good. All right, my man, I don't want you to get hit with a football down there. Thanks for checking in again here. I will see you. We will communicate. We'll meet up somewhere. I'll let you know where we'll meet up, or vice versa. And we'll get together. We'll do some social media stuff, and we'll hang out there for a little bit tonight.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, brother. We'll see you in a little bit. There he goes. Keller on the grounds at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, actually on the field. Almost got hit with a ball during the interview. But a good thing he's a football player. He was able to react. Good stuff, Kels. We'll see you here in a little bit. All right, let's see here. Should we break? Yeah, we probably should. And we'll catch on this day in sports history on the other side. So let's take a break real quick. Jeff Passan. The Rangers are acquiring right-hander pitcher Merrill Kelly from the Arizona Diamondbacks. So that's another move there. The Rangers are kind of loaded up a little bit here as the deadline approaches for Major League Baseball and the trade deadline. So we will check all of that when we get back. We'll get back into the 3-question Thursday quiz, see if Stephen Kwan is still on the Guardians, and we'll talk to you, the fans, here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Stay with us, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. Happy NFL season, everybody. We'll be right back.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. The White House says President Trump sent Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to the Middle East to save lives and end the humanitarian crisis there. Witkoff arrived in Israel today to address the worsening situation in Gaza. He and U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee plan to inspect food distribution in Gaza tomorrow. The Gaza Health Ministry said over the past 24 hours, at least 91 Palestinians have been killed and more than 600 wounded while trying to get aid. The Israeli military has not commented on the strikes, saying it targets militants and blaming civilian deaths on Hamas. Witkoff met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss the crisis. Tomorrow is the day for tariff rates to be implemented on foreign goods from dozens of countries. Percentage rates on these tariffs are varied, but President Trump has signaled that he would be open to negotiations after the deadline. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says countries have been calling the president ahead of the deadline.
We've sent out 17 letters to countries around the world, and the rest of those countries that either do not have a deal or have a letter, they will be hearing from this administration by the midnight deadline tonight.
The Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge ticked higher last month, and a sign that President Trump's broad-based tariffs are starting to lift prices for many goods. The Commerce Department said today prices rose 2.6% in June compared with a year ago, up from an annual pace of 2.4% in May. Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, prices increased 2.8% in the past year, the same as the previous month, which was revised higher. The figures are above the Fed's 2% goal. Health officials are trying to stop a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in New York City that's turned deadly. ABC's Sherry Preston has more.
Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia caused by bacteria that grow in warm water, the kind that thrive in plumbing systems, cooling towers, humidifiers, and the condensers of large air conditioners. Because of that, the New York City Health Department is checking the cooling systems of apartments in central Harlem, where more than 20 cases of Legionnaires and at least one death have been reported. Buildings that tested positive for the bacteria are being notified. Legionnaires does not spread from person to person, but several people in the same building can and have become infected.
Mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor has lost his legal appeal against a civil court's finding that he sexually assaulted a woman at a Dublin hotel. In November, a jury found him liable for assaulting Nikita Hand in 2018. McGregor was ordered to pay nearly 250,000 euros in damages and about 1.3 million in legal costs. Hand successfully sued McGregor after prosecutors declined to bring charges. McGregor alleged the encounter was consensual and appealed, but judges dismissed the appeal today. McGregor also faces a lawsuit in Florida for allegedly assaulting a woman during a 2023 NBA Finals game. It's 67 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for today with a high around 73 degrees. Tonight, clouds in the evening, then gradual clearing, a low around 58. Friday, sunny skies, a high near 78. Sunshine on Saturday, a high of 79. More sun Sunday, a high of 82. That's your WDPN weather.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elena Everett, your 2024 Carnation Queen. Alliance will be celebrating its 12th annual outdoor movie on the silver screen on Monday, August 4th. The movie begins shortly after dusk. Admission is free. The Wild Robot movie will be shown on the silver screen. So grab your friends and head down to the Maple Beach Park. Bring your blankets and lawn chairs and enjoy the movie. If it's raining by noon, please plan to go to the rain location at the Alliance High School.
All right, a little late today because of our interview, but that's all right. Boy, how apropos is this music on a day like today? Little, not a chill in the air, but you know what I mean? It feels a little more like football today. A little rain. Now it's out of the picture. We got NFL football tonight. What do you say? Let's go. On this day in sports history, let's go back to 1961. The first tie in the All-Star game. Major League Baseball history was recorded when the game was stopped in the ninth inning due to rain at Boston's Fenway Park. Bud Selig said, hey, hold my beer on that. On this day in 1981, the 7-week baseball player strike officially came to an end when the players and owners agreed on the issue of free agent compensation. Oh, yes, sad day today. 2001, I'll never forget this. Corey Stringer of the Minnesota Vikings collapsed during practice. The 27-year-old would die the next day of multiple organ failure due to heat stroke.
It was clearly a day of reflection on a dark and cloudy day. Some of Corey Stringer's teammates processed today's stunning news as a team. Others grieved individually. While Gary Anderson missed a practice kick, a few of Stringer's teammates were already missing their fallen left tackle.
I really don't even know where to start. It's like he was here today, gone tomorrow.
The people at the hospital, they did the most unbelievable job to try to recapture his life. And there's just certain forces of nature you just can't change.
This was supposed to be an action-packed day.
Oh, man, that was a bad day, man. 2001, Corey Stringer collapsed at the practice field, and he would die the next day. Remember Corey, he played his high school football at Warren Harding. It was just one of the best tackles I'd ever seen at the high school football level. And then, man, just for him to collapse on the practice field, then it was It was disgustingly hot. The humidity, and he died of heat stroke the next day. But man alive, that was, I hate that. hate that. Felt bad for so many. I mean, you could hear Randy Moss there crying. Chris Carter was fighting the tears back, trying to, kind of relay how that day went down. And that was a sad day today, back in 2001. All right, that is on this day in sports history. We're back here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. We've got 23 minutes left until the end of the show. That means we got 23 minutes left until the Major League Baseball trade deadline. Stephen Kwan is still a member of the Guardians. Do I even chance it? Do I even say, there's no way in the next 22 minutes they're going to trade him? I'm not saying it. I'm not tempting fate. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. Nope. I've been burned before. Now I'm trying to figure out what the Guardians are doing here. You trade Bieber. You trade Paul Sewald. You didn't really get anything back. You got a minor league pitcher, and you got a player to be named later for Sewald. So what are they doing? They're only 2.5 out of the third wild card spot. But that you let go of, Bieber I don't know. He gets done with his rehab assignments. He maybe could have been a valuable piece. And Sewald would have been another arm in the pen. But now they're gone. It appears you're going to hold on to Kwan. So what's the end game now? What are they doing on the corner of Carnegie and Ontario?
I mean,
what?
My opinion's not worth a lot, but I feel like if they got rid of Bieber, then I think they're kind of done with the season.
I mean, right? Wouldn't that be like,
what do you
flag waving?
Yeah, that was what I said initially. I was like, well, I guess they're throwing in the towel then if they got rid of him.
I'm just trying to figure out the end game for this year and what the game is for next year, the year after, and the year after. I mean, I'm sitting here. I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the standings, okay? There they are. I'm going to wave them in front of the camera. And I'm seeing on paper that you have a legit chance to get into the postseason. You're 2.5 out of the third wild card spot. Now, right now, you're battling with Texas. You're battling with Kansas City. You're battling with Tampa Bay. Maybe you're battling with the Angels. The Angels are 4 out. Tampa's 3 out. Kansas City's 3 out. The Guards are 2.5 out. Your wild card teams now are the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Mariners, and then you've got the Rangers, who were making some moves today. And then there's Cleveland. What are they doing? What are they trying to do? They didn't go get anybody to help them this year. They moved off of a starting pitcher. They moved off of a relief pitcher. They didn't go get anybody. Now, again, the division, forget it. You're 9 out. Okay, you're not winning the division. But the wild card thing, I mean, I fluctuate every other day on this. Some days I wake up and I say, you know what? You were done 3 weeks ago. Quit trying to suck me back in. And I got up today and I said, okay, you didn't trade Kwan overnight. Okay. You still got pretty much everybody else. You're still 2.5 out. Your schedule's kind of manageable. And then they moved Bieber. They moved Sewald. A lot of other teams were making moves, getting better. I mean, the Rangers loaded up. The Padres loaded up. The Dodgers loaded up. The Yankees loaded up. The usual suspects spending money and making moves to try to get themselves better to go win a World Series. And here we are, flip-flopping around. But at the end of the day, we're only 2.5 games out.
Did they get anything for Bieber?
They got a pitcher who probably won't pitch for him for years.
No.
One of those young prospects.
Okay, so
I'm not going to say basically nothing, but you didn't get a bat, and you didn't get anybody else.
Nothing that's helpful today. That's for sure.
You did not help yourself
and
today.
That's what they need. Is
right.
They need a pitcher because their pitcher just got knocked out for gambling allegation.
So are you trying? Are you trying to hang in there and just do it the cheap way again and hope that the dominoes fall in your favor like they usually do? Is that what we're doing? We're hoping and praying again?
Do you think they're quiet quitting?
I don't know. I can't get a read. I can't. I just can't get a read. I just want to know. I want to know the short-term game here. If I sit here today and I tell you, would I be surprised if this team somehow weaseled their way in and got the last wild card spot? No, I wouldn't be surprised. Would I be surprised if they won the wild card round? Hell yes, I would be surprised. I would be surprised if they won a wild card round. I would be shocked if they won a divisional round. I would probably keel over if they won the American League pennant. And if they would go on the World Series, good God, take me now. That's where I'm at.
You know, it's funny because when you said that they still had Bieber and he was pretty close to coming back, so I figured, and then you said they were 2.5 out of the wild card. So I was like, okay, if they can squeak by and get to the wild card, that probably gives Bieber a little bit of time to get back on the mound.
Right, because he's really not going to be ready for a couple of weeks.
And then you have Bieber after that. So I figured that was kind of the game plan. I was like, okay, well, they're going to bide their time, try to get the wild card, bring Bieber back, and see what they got. But then they got rid of Bieber. So now I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get inside the mind of Antonetti and Chernoff, and I'm trying to figure out what the short-term play is. And you know what? This might be the typical Cleveland Guardians. Shed a little bit of salary, don't pick anybody up, and hope you luck into and you catch fire, you catch lightning, and you somehow pull it off. That's what they're hoping for. And that discourages me. It's like, you know what? I almost don't want it to happen. I know that's a terrible thing to think or say. I'm sick of them lucking into situations. I got into a little not a spat, but a little discussion on X last night where I voiced my displeasure for the way the Dolans did business. And a couple people came back and said, hey, look at what they've done the last 10 to 15 years. They're competitive. They've played in a couple of World Series. They've gone to the American League Championship Series. They've won the division, yada, yada, yada. He says, and the people said, you know, that's you got to take that into effect. You got to give them credit. And my comeback was, hey, the Indians / Guardians, no, not the Indians, because when they were the Indians, when they had Dick Jacobs, they knew what they were doing. They were players. They were major players in the game, okay? Since the Dolans took over, no. But my response was that the Guardians have had successful years in spite of their ownership, not because of their ownership. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And it looks like they're trying to do that same thing again this year. Just squeeze their way in by cutting more salary and hoping that they catch lightning in a bottle, which they have done over time. It's not that I'm rooting against Stephen Vogt and Jose Ramirez and Bo Naylor and Nolan Jones. It's sometimes I just find myself rooting against ownership because the crap that they're trying to pull and get in there without doing anything. That's what makes me mad. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. That's the way I feel.
Honestly, I feel a little annoyed too.
I'm just giving you my opinion.
I thought that they had I thought that the plan I thought they were going to go with was a pretty good plan, and I felt kind of smart because I thought, like, that's a good plan. And now I don't know if I'm dumb or if they're dumb.
I mean, I don't know. Jeff Passan reporting Kansas City Royals are acquiring left-handed pitcher Bailey Falter from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So another move there. Royals don't think they're out of it. They're chasing the Guardians. All right. 13 minutes until the trade deadline. Oh, you love this time of year, don't you? You do. 3-question Thursday quiz. Been a little while since we've gotten back into that today. Question number 1, in one word, describe the Cleveland Guardians. Try to keep it PG-13. Question number 2, which Hall of Fame festival events will you be attending this weekend? Where are you going? Parade, dinner, game, concert? Where are you going? Question number 3, which sports memory would you like to erase forever? What sports memory would you like to erase forever? 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. I'll read a couple responses here, and then we will take a break. Aaron says, heart, yes. Team, yes. Ownership, question marks. Aaron says he is out of town. He will watch the game from Minnesota. Sports memory he would like to erase: the 2016 World Series Game 7 and Game 7 of the 97 World Series. He says we should have 2, but we don't have any. If you're watching me on the video and you saw me just completely go into a spasm, I just had one of the world's quickest, worst cramps in my left leg. And I'm sitting here literally stretching it out right now on the show.
Yeah,
I thought I was in real big trouble there.
You heard me earlier. That was my shoulder. I reached over and got a cramp in my shoulder. That I've been trying to
gosh, you get a cramp in your hamstring, man, when you're not ready for it, and it's like the end of the world. Holy
It's getting hot in
Toledo.
here. We're losing electrolytes. We need Gatorade stat.
It is. Holy cow. I apologize for that on video. Probably thought I was dropping over. All right, Sandra says, disappointing to relate to the Guardians. She will not be attending any events this weekend. Sports memory she wants to forget about? I've completely forgot about this. Woody Hayes punching the Clemson coach in the 1979 Gator Bowl. I remember that. I was 10 years old, and I saw it happen live on ABC. I'll never forget that. Dougie in the PTO checking in says the Guardians are an enigma. He will not be going to any Hall of Fame events. He would like to erase the drive from his memory. Tracy says, I'll explain the Guardians in one word: swindlers. She says she's not going to any Hall of Fame events. She would like to erase Jose Mesa away from her sports history. And one more here before we get a break in. Kevin says, one word to discard the Guardians: sell. That's a good one. He will be going to the Nickelback concert this weekend. Have fun, Kevin. Sports memory he would like to erase: Red Right 88. There you go. 3-question Thursday quiz. You can hop in as well at 330-821-1310. All right, boy, I'm telling you what, my phone is just blowing up right now with this last-minute baseball stuff. Okay, the Red Sox are acquiring right-handed pitcher Dustin May. Wow, from the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's a pretty big move right there. Dustin May is a pretty good pitcher, but he's going to go to the Red Sox. So that's the latest. Stephen Kwan still with the Guardians, and we have 10 minutes until the MLB trade deadline. One real quick note here from the NBA. New York Knicks forward Mikal Bridges had to agree to a 4-year, $150 million contract extension. Boy, the money is flowing. I don't care what sport it is. Let's take a break. 9 minutes till the top of the hour. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
The historic Akron Goodyear Theater is pleased to present a very special evening of songs and stories with the legendary Graham Nash, performing classics from his 60-year career this Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Teach your children well, their father's help did slowly go by.
Don't miss this extraordinary chance to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer perform songs and share stories about his iconic hits from the Hollies and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, as well as his storied solo career.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard.
So join us this Tuesday at the Goodyear Theater for a must-see performance by Graham Nash. Tickets available at the Goodyear Theater box office and Ticketmaster.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Tick, 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 tick. 6 minutes to go until the trade deadline. I think we're going to be hanging on to Stephen Kwan. I don't know what that means, but it looks like they're going to hang on to him. Trade deadline, 5 minutes away. Unbelievable. Hey, I want to tell you, D. Hoff's Flowers is offering its entire stock of perennials for the special price of 25% off. That's right, 25% off. Plant now and enjoy them again when they bloom next year. D. Hoff's has a great assortment to choose from. Blanket flowers, bee balm, Stedhams, butterfly flowers, black-eyed Susans, and many more. Attract pollinators, add color, and enjoy easy-to-care-for perennials. One place only. D. Hoff's Flowers, Greenhouse and Landscaping. Check them out. And by the way, you can get carnations right now, all set to go, ready to go, for only $11.95 a dozen. Folks, that's a steal. Carnations, $11.95 a dozen right now, only at D. Hoff's Flowers. Go check those out. 4 minutes away until the trade deadline. We've got tickets to go see Graham Nash. More evening of songs and stories coming up. Your chance to win 2 tickets to go see Graham Nash in concert. We're going to give you that opportunity here in about 2 minutes. So stick by. Hey, I thought this was kind of a funny story out of the NFL. And the title of it, it was an offer the Baltimore Ravens fan Michael Phelps couldn't refuse. So earlier this week, Ravens defensive back Marlon Humphrey, real good player, posted a video on social media featuring teammates Ronnie Stanley, Kyle Hamilton, Charlie Kohler, and he was explaining to the 23-time Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps that 1 in 3 players on the Ravens don't know how to swim. They don't know how to swim. So they were asking for the U.S. swimming great to come visit them in training camp. Check out the new recovery pool and give them a lesson or two. Well, Michael Phelps did not disappoint. He did not turn them down. And he came to training camp, and he tried to help teach some of the fellas how to swim. How cool is that? If you can't do something, you reach out to somebody who's almost the best that ever did it to come help you. So Michael Phelps helping the Baltimore Ravens, some of their players, how to swim. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Think Michael Phelps was any good?
Do you think he had trouble explaining something so simple because he's used to the extreme sport of swimming where it's like, what are the basics? What do I teach these guys?
True.
I'm used to swimming really fast. I just swim naturally. I don't know how to teach people how to swim.
He just glided in the water.
He's basically a human fish.
He was so good. Oh my God, he was so good. Whew. Okay, we are about ready to wrap things up. I'm going to book out and get on down to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Going to meet up with Keller, and we're going to do some stuff on social media for you a little bit later on tonight. So make sure you are checking us out on our social media platforms, especially AM 1310 WDPN on Facebook and on X and Instagram and all over the place tonight. We'll have some cool stuff for you. Don't forget our show tomorrow, live, 3 o'clock from the Fan Fest at the Hall of Fame, right here on 1310 WDPN, and we'll be telling you all about the rest of the weekend as well. Okay, here we go. Giveaway time, ticket time. Be caller number 1, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. I got a pair of tickets for you to go see Graham Nash at the Goodyear Theater on Tuesday night, August the 5th. It's Graham Nash, more evening of songs and stories. It's going to be a great show. And we've got tickets just for you. All you have to do is call right now. Caller 1, 330-821-1310. Good luck from your friends here at AM 1310 WDPN. All right, you hear Phil in the background. It is time to say goodbye. Thanks to Ryan Rainsberg, our producer extraordinaire. Did a great job today, as always. Hustling, doing a great job. Thanks to all of you for calling, texting, emailing, and commenting. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow, 3 o'clock live tomorrow from FanFest at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Enjoy the game tonight, everybody. Remember, go Guards, go Browns, go Bucks, go Cavs. Stephen Kwan is still a Cleveland Guardian. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you later on.